a second. It's been a second since I hopped on. What was the intro? That was brand new. I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, wait a second. We in the club? Should I be like, hold on, wait a second, man. Lucy, you got some explaining to do, Lucy.
Hello, Governor. See what happened was, and the way my count set up.
Hey, what is going on, everybody in this live? I know typically this is Rekkai's baby. He's allowing me to grab the reins just a little bit, just so I can introduce somebody that I believe all of you will take a fond interest in. This is my homeboy Ben Tedesco. He is not a content creator. He is a real live movie director. He is a real live working director. Everything from television commercials to short films to full-blown cinema movies. This dude actually does the thing that we're talking about. I've known Benny for 20 plus years, I'd say almost. I think we're like right around like 20 years.
I think we're at 20.
Yeah. It's been it's crazy how time flies. I talked to Benny regarding I was like, man, I would love to introduce you to the community. I think it would be a cool little ad, because although me and Rekkai, we love cinema, we love it, and we have participated in the craft of cinema, but you actually do this. There's a difference. Is
there? I mean, I feel like when you were on set with me back in our PA days, we were doing it.
I mean, that's what I tell myself. I was like, you were really doing it, Syntell. You were.
I mean, I feel like you were definitely in it, because you remember that one day we were in line for, I think, lunch or breakfast. I had brought you on, and that producer was telling me and the AD how PAs are not human beings.
Yes, I do remember that.
He said they should not be treated like human beings. They are not human beings. And I'm standing there thinking, I'm so glad I brought Trey in for this last day of the shoot, because he's the only PA ninja that will not lose his shit over this.
Yeah.
So
I had to hold it. Look it on down, man. So man, welcome.
You experienced it all. That's my point.
Experiencing a lot of stuff with that when it comes to that. Just experiencing out, whooping them on sucker's ass. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. And you already know who this dude is right here. Rekkai is in the building. What's going on, champion?
Hello, Governor.
Hey,
man, I'm actually glad that we're doing this. I know that we've had a strong little run. We've been doing some of the topics. No, you're good. You're good. Okay, listen, I like that we got all the the different landscapes and stuff. They're that's the kind of control we have back here. We needed a day off. We've been doing the voting system, the best this or the most this or whatever. So to take some time out to just talk about cinema, talk about the state of cinema, past, present, the future, where it's going. To have been on, which is a pleasure, which I love, introduce your friends to me. Listen, you don't even have to have my headshot right now, Ben. We'll talk about that later. I don't know how we could get me in one of your films across the country, but we're gonna make it happen.
Nothing shoots in LA anymore, so unless you're doing a vertical.
And there's a lot of things that shoot out here in out here in Louisville, Kentucky. They shoot a lot of
I definitely have a script that one day will probably end up in Kentucky. It's got all the right locations, the film commission there. When I've talked to them, they are nice people. So
they actually are. They're trying to bring a lot here. I don't know if we have all of the people here. We have some people here that are trying to do it at that level. But a lot of people come in and shoot here, and it's a wonderful thing. So
yeah.
I looked at the list that we have. So we had 20 independent movies that we're going to get into in a little bit later to do some voting and do some things. Just for those of you who watch us on a regular basis every Saturday, so you don't feel alienated by the conversation we're about to have, because it's going to be magnificent. But just so you feel comfortable doing what we normally do. We do have a little voting, but you're going to have to go to Syntell's YouTube page when he puts up the poll so that you can vote.
Yes. So this is kind of how the format is going to go. I picked this because of you, Benny. We're going to talk about just independent films. This is your neck of the woods. Now, the 20 that I have. Now, listen. Hold on. I have never had to do this before. This is Syntell's official disclaimer.
Now, I know that you put up a solid list, but I didn't know that you were going to do that. So I did what I normally do, and I have the pictures for all these movies.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, well, look at this. What I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. That's why I rocks with you, dog. That's why I rock with you. So listen. The official disclaimer. This was a little bit of a tough decision to make regarding some of these independent films because there are so many relatively obscure indies. It's just the nature of independent films. Sometimes, it'll be some small little project out of Istanbul, a small little project from Mexico, a couple of folks that you may not have ever heard from the States that are critically acclaimed, but may not necessarily, you all may not know about. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. There was a bunch that I never had seen or watched. So I was put with the task. I was like, well, in order to make sure that everybody's going to be included in this, these have to be more familiar names in the indie scene. And I picked what I thought was probably the ones that were at least independently distributed, at least from a mini distributing source, if there were a larger one. I just wanted to make sure some of the ones have actually been nominated for Oscars, things that people can recognize in the independent scene. And I tried to pick out 20. Now, obviously, I know there's going to be a couple that's in your head that are not going to make this list. A lot of them are going to be a little bit more commercialized than some of the others. If you don't like that list, go ahead and shoot your guns at me. This is not a Rekkai list. This is a Syntell list. So let's go ahead and kind of like introduce. Well, how are we going to do this? Since you already made the list, you want to just put
yeah, I'll put those up and we'll just go through them one at a time, just so everyone can see the not really the cover art, but so, and these are just happen to be alphabetic, so it's alphabetical. So
all right, so listen, in order to make this quick, in order to go through this quickly, we have to knock down this list of 20 down to about a list of anywhere between 8 to 12. Once we get it down to 8, then we're gonna have our brackets that you all can vote on. If you're on the channel, we'll do a versus. We'll do a bracket. We'll have this film against this film. We'll make sure that the competition is randomly generated. I already got Chat GPT up or Gemini or whatever the AI that we're going to use in order to make sure that it's random. Trust me, we will not be killing any likes or streams just by developing this list on AI, because I know we have some people that are very sensitive about that. This is just to make sure it is as random as possible. You all vote. In between the voting, me, Benny, and Rekkai, we're just gonna have some cool little conversations about our love for film. So now that you all kind of got a good idea of how this is gonna go, I guess we can kind of like halfway get started. Benny, you got anything to say before we get started, man?
No, I think we should look at this list. It's a list that I was a little surprised the eclectic nature of. So I'm curious to see how we get this down to 12 without having a little bit of a confrontation, I feel like, with a few of these. So
well, for this first go round, we'll do like a thumbs up, thumbs down. Majority wins. If it wins, it stays. If it loses, it's off the list, and we're gonna keep going down until we have about anywhere between 8 to 12 before we hand it over. So that's Rekkai, how you feeling, brother?
So just a quick question, just some clarification. So do you want me to go through all of these first with very little to no explanation, and then we go back and kind of look at them individually one by one to do, thumbs up, thumbs down, or how do you want to?
Well, how about this? Just so we have people know, we're not going to comment. You just name it off. We're just like, this is the one.
Okay.
This is the one. This is the one. And then we'll go back and then we'll do our quick vote.
I think getting an idea of the whole list would be
yeah.
Can do. All right. So this is 20 movies, and they are in alphabetical order. So first up, we have, I want to say it's Amelie.
Amelie,
yes. Audrey Tautou. Yes.
Mhm.
Next up, we have the infamous Boyz in the Hood. Ryan Johnson's Brick. Kevin Smith's Clerks.
Nice.
I cannot remember. I cannot say this the filmmaker's name. But City of God, Cidade de Dios.
Hey man, you did better than
I think you nailed it.
Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Donnie Darko. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Fruitvale Station. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Good Will Hunting. Little Miss Sunshine. Lost in Translation. Memento. Moonlight. Napoleon Dynamite. Parasite. That is so unintentional. These are rhyming like that.
You sound like one of those professional people at the damn award shows.
I know.
Parasite. Good
They
Will
may be calling
Hunting.
you. You may not need me to get here to Hollywood. They may just call you to start listing off the movies next year.
Listen, however I got to get in, just put a toe in the door. Pulp Fiction. Requiem for a Dream. And Rushmore. That is our list of 20, gentlemen.
It is an eclectic list. I'm curious what y'all think.
I thought this was a fabulous list.
I'm going to tell you, there's 3 on this list that are, I think, in my top probably 5 movies of favorite movies. Yeah. They're not like number 1, but they are 3 of these are in my top 5.
Okay. All right.
So
I would say 1 is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. There's probably another 2 that are in my top 10, and maybe 2 other ones that are in my top 20. This is one hell of a list.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Somebody had asked this question in the chat. Thank you. Cygnus said, was Pulp Fiction indie? Yes, technically it is indie. At the time that Miramax released it for distribution, it was considered, what's the word? It's in between. You're not a major distributor.
You're like a mini major.
Yeah, a mini major. There we go.
Yeah.
That's all we got you, mini.
Yeah. You know what's one that I didn't know until just a few years ago was an indie movie was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That was an indie?
Oh, yeah. I knew
That's
that.
an indie film.
I had no idea. You know what? Had I known that,
made,
I might have put that on there.
When it was originally made, I don't know if maybe when it like New Line when they released it, but how it was made and when it was made, it supposedly falls into one of the highest grossing indie movies of like all time or something like that.
And
I remember seeing that and I was like, what?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of stuff that New Line, I mean, we got used to New Line, but New Line was basically an indie outfit. They're kind of like the A24 back in the day. Like we know A24 now.
Yeah. Them and Lionsgate before they blew up into these bigger things. Yeah.
Today years old, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That joint made a buttload of money too. So that's even more surprising.
Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just think New Line. Blade was on New Line.
New Line put out some great, Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Right? I think was New Line too. Like
it may have been. I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, for me, every time I hear New Line, I immediately think of Nightmare on Elm Street for whatever reason. Yeah, it's probably one of the more classic horror. Only the first one. The rest of them you can keep. The very first Nightmare on Elm Street was dope as hell.
Well, I hear people like the first and second one, but after that, Freddy is basically doing stand-up routine. So
it's just corny. There's nothing scary about it. Okay. So for those of you all that heard the list, let me show it to you real quick so you can get another quick look at it. Hold on, I think I got it in there. There we go. So this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna take these real quick so that me, Rekkai, and Ben can whittle it down till we get to the 8 or 12. We want to get down to 8. Our goal is to get down to 8, and we're gonna do it pretty simple. We're gonna go through our first round, a simple thumbs up if it made your top 10 list, a thumbs down if it didn't. I figured that's enough leeway for us to at least knock down half of it. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Let's show some love right here.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Thank you. Thank you, Mercy Blast. Hold on. You know we gotta get that. Gotta get the air horn in there. Thank you, Mercy Blast, for the generous super chat. Toby Hooper's Chainsaw Massacre. Anyone? That was an indie, huh?
I mean,
I want to say that most of those horror movies back in the day,
those
were
slashers back then,
yeah.
I mean, Friday the 13th,
definitely
the original,
That was an indie.
It's like one of the first that did so much. I think like handheld.
Huh?
Yeah.
If you go back and watch that, Kevin Bacon, like Baby Bacon.
Yeah, baby, baby, baby.
Yes.
Chili, baby bacon ribs. Sorry, it was right there. It's low hanging fruit. Benny, man, have you ever had interest of doing a horror? I've looked at some of the things you've done before, and if not, what kept you from going that direction?
Yes, like. Okay, so not on this list, not an indie movie. My favorite movie of all time is the original Alien. I want to do a creature feature one day. I mean, I love sci-fi, so it's like, to me, the perfect movie for me because it's got the scares, it's got the creature and the sets and an amazing story, like all that. But yes, if I could do a creature feature one day, like that would be the thing.
That's something we don't really have a lot on this list, or horror movies, which is in a lot of ways, a lot of indie filmmakers love to pick horror because it's actually, I'll let you explain it. Why is it that sometimes independent filmmakers choose horror when getting started?
Horror.
Can I make a swipe at that before? Because I know Ben is the expert.
Okay.
From what I understand, and I could be completely wrong, is that horror is one of the easiest genres to jump into, and as long as you have a decent idea in the script, you can also downplay your budget. Doesn't need a lot of special effects, doesn't need a lot of stuff that other movies might need. I think I heard that horror and comedy are the two that people want to try to jump into, but comedy might be the hardest one because what's funny is so subjective. I don't know, Ben.
Do you want to know where it comes all down to?
What's up?
What
is dollars that it can make? So
I believe
lowest on the list actually is generally like comedy, because comedy doesn't usually cross borders. Horror is scary no matter what. You can watch it in India, you can watch it in Czech Republic.
Scary is scary.
Scary is scary because it's generally a visual medium.
Huh.
So horror generally will make the money back. So, and it doesn't usually land on needing talent. You don't need to look at Obsession right now. Obsession is blowing up this little, this girl who's a great actress, but it is blowing up her career because she proved she could do it. And that didn't need anything. Whereas, Backrooms weighed itself on Chiwetel Ejiofor, one of the greatest actors out there.
Love that,
but
dude.
You don't need to do that. That's the thing. That's what you look at with horror, and it comes down to dollars, really. I mean, that's the thing when you talk to producers and things like that, because if you're making a movie and you're getting money, especially an indie movie, from investors, you want to pay them back. So you're going to pick generally a genre. And horror is the easiest one because it crosses so many, like sci-fi, things like that. Like some of the harder ones are like dramas, and comedy's super hard because funny is not always funny.
True.
It go to another country.
Some of the jokes and stuff are cultural and things like that. So I never thought about it. It doesn't cross borders. That makes so much sense.
I never considered that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary, because those one of my favorite genres back in the day was Japanese horror.
Yeah.
Because regardless of what what Benny said, whatever is culturally appropriate, a little girl sliding out of the television or climbing out of a well is terrifying.
Thrillers do really well. I mean, think about back in the day, Trey, when we got into like Korean cinema, and that was thrillers. Those were action thrillers and things like that, but they were generally thrillers, and that you could have watched those movies without subtitles, and you still would have got what was going on. Like movies like that are so visual that the dialogue is, can be important, but it's not what the movie is sitting on to the audience, I think, to get the enjoyment that they want out of it.
Okay.
So whereas comedies, they're generally improving, spitting out lines, whatever, like that weighs so heavily on what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot on the back end to cut a comedy, like to get in the editing room and cut a comedy. Plus, you have those actors, especially the ones who do improv. There's 100 takes of this one scene. Like, dang, these 40 takes are great. Which one do I use? Like, I am not obsessed is the wrong word, but I have always been highly interested in horror as a genre in filmmaking. Like, I don't like horror. I don't watch horror. It's too much for me.
Not his bag. That's not his thing.
It's not. No, I've lived enough. I'm good. No.
Dominica.
But I do enjoy the thought of, because all of the best stories, the back end stories of horror movies is where it's at. Like, you see it right now with Backrooms and Obsession. Before that, there was Paranormal Activity, the Blair Witch Project, where these guys shot a movie for the price of a 6-pack of Schlitz malt liquor, and a half eaten Krispy Kreme donuts and stuff. And
those are the unicorns.
Yeah,
in the movie world, in the indie movie world, those are the unicorns.
Yeah, the guy shot the whole movie in his house in a week and paid everybody in pizza and shit. Like, here's some Starbucks coupons or whatever, and then next thing you know, he shot a movie for $7,000 that makes $100 million. Like, what the hell? that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to me. And like, even Paranormal Activity, they make like 7 of those damn things. Like,
yeah. But this is, I think, what's great about what Obsession and Backrooms is doing, especially Obsession in my mind, but is the audience is regaining control of what they want to see. So Paranormal Activity, that was Jason Blum just decided he loved this movie, was going to push it, kept pushing, chopping it, whatever. He had to get it in there and get it to the distributor, get them to convince them to put it out in the theaters. And then, audiences went and saw it. But, I feel like Obsession and Backrooms were basically, the people watching right now saying, like, this is the type of thing we want to see.
Yeah.
And I think as much as the studios are bathing in that money they're making right now, I think they're also terrified because they're going to try to figure out now, like, how do we find out from these people what it is they want to see?
I feel like they're going to taint something beautiful.
No, I think that they're going to go the opposite approach.
You think?
No, like Kane Parsons, who did Backrooms, they already tried. They try to shoot him they want to sign him to some astronomical deal to go from being indie to now being part of the establishment. If you have your hand on the pulse of the people, what the people want, great. Now come do it for us. And I think that's what they're going to do. They take a lot of people who are, a man of the people who know what's going on and can make something that people want to say, but they say, no, listen, you made that for, $3 million. Great. That's wonderful. Just imagine what you could do if we give you 30 million, or whatever.
Money talks.
And money talks.
But they gave him 10 million to make that. That's not a small amount in the world of first-time filmmakers. And I mean, obviously they're making money back on it.
Right.
But I think this is just my personal belief, and this is actually what Trey and I were talking about is like, if they do ignore that, then I think you're gonna see a different avenue that the audiences are gonna gravitate towards on how they see the films they want made.
I love the fact that Kane, I think he turned down the deal. Like he's like, no, I'm gonna do things the way I want to do them. I don't need a daddy. I don't need an overlord or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most interesting of these is the one we haven't talked about yet, which is Markiplier doing Iron Lung.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the most interesting. Now, you're talking about a man of the people, and this is what the people want to see. I'm going to make the story, and
the people,
I don't have anything going on. You, my fans, go to the theater and demand it in your area. That's revolutionary, because that's nothing says more than this is what the people want to see, because the people beat the door down and said, we want to see this movie. Like, that's incredible.
Let's take a pause. Let's just hold that thought just for a second, because I want to at least get started, because I know once we do our thumbs up, thumbs down on this, I want to get it to the people as quick as possible, and in between those votes, we'll pick up where this conversation kind of leaves off. Rekkai, man, you want to kickstart off us? Let's see in the elimination round, our first elimination round from the three of us. What you got up first?
Okay, well then let's look at. We'll just go back since they were in alphabetical order. So Amelie. All right, so Amelie is the first one that we have.
Did not make my list.
Oof.
Did not make my list. Oh, I know Frank in the chat is somewhere flipping a table. It just didn't make. Listen, I love the film. I love the film. It just didn't make my top.
This is one of my top fives.
Woo!
I'm
not mad.
I love this movie.
Yeah.
It is so stylized. I can't believe like a foreign film, because I don't always love reading subtitles, but I love this movie. So
I'm sharper than knives. Amelie is great on so many levels. It is. I love
the music in
Amelie.
it. The story, the editing is so good, so good. So anybody who hasn't seen it that's watching, like, go off, and of this entire list, one of my highest recommendations.
Amelie won the Oscar, right? Didn't it win the Oscar?
Best foreign film, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. I know it won the Oscar.
All right. Amelie did not make the list. All right, let's see what's next.
Next up, Boyz in the Hood.
I had to. Yeah. I mean, it was one of the very
just for the culture.
This was one of the very first Black independent films to win. No, Do the Right Thing won, actually. Do the Right Thing was the first Black independent film to actually
it was
win.
Singleton's first movie, wasn't it?
Yes,
and it did get nominated.
Yes, it did get nominated, but I don't know if it won. I gotta look and see if it won. I know it got nominated.
Yeah, I think it got nominated for.
It might have won for script.
I think it won for something.
I think it was nominated for writing and directing, but I didn't look up if it won.
Nominated for 2 Oscars. That was it. It was nominated for Best Director and nominated for Best Writing. But
what year was it? Was it 91?
That was in 92.
92. Yeah. So what would have it gone against that year?
That's a good question. I don't remember 92. I'll have to look that one up again. Give me a moment.
1992.
The 90s were chock full of great damn movies. So
I mean, you're talking about our golden era of cinema was around that time.
So he was up against Oliver Stone, Barry Levinson, Jonathan Demme, Ridley Scott. God, what were the movies though? Why isn't this showing me the movies?
Ooh. Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what Oliver Stone and Ridley Scott put out
a Few Good Men.
Oh, maybe. JFK would have been Oliver Stone's.
Okay.
Because I see that was also nominated for writing.
Yeah, Barry was Bugsy, Ridley Scott was Thelma and Louise, John Singleton, Boyz and the Hoods, and Oliver Stone was JFK.
See, just a good year though, too.
That's a damn good year.
It's not a year you sleep on with what was nominated. So
well, we got our first movie to make the list. All right, Boyz and the Hood. All right, first one.
Okay.
First one to make the list.
All right.
Let's see what we got next.
Brick.
Did Brick make my list? It did not. Ah, I'm surprised actually. I really thought Vinny, I thought you would have been a thumbs up, and Rekkai, I thought you would have been a thumbs down.
This was a hard list.
Yeah.
No,
there's gonna be a couple in here that just nostalgia like won out.
Mm.
You know?
and that's the thing about this list. Like, this is, I don't want to say nostalgia, but this is one of those movies that I remember watching, and I was like, what the hell was that I just watched? And
I think everybody was.
Yeah. And it caused me to go back and watch it a few times. Like, I had to watch this a few times back to back. Introduced me to Megan Good, so there's that.
Ooh, that was the first time I got introduced to her. It really was.
Absolutely. Listen, I don't forget that. And it really introduced me to the force that was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I was like, God damn, this good.
Yeah, because at that time I'm going from Third Rock from the Sun, Joseph Gordon-Levitt to this.
I never watched that.
Was such a big jump. I was like, I didn't know he was capable of that.
Yeah,
so
I never watched Third Rock from the Sun. I knew he was on there, but I didn't pay any attention to it. And I saw this, I was like, damn, this boy got chops. And then Ryan Johnson, this movie, he was in his bag at this movie. I was like, damn.
He was.
You know,
it was a big swing. It was a really big swing. And I thought it worked.
But it's also one of those movies too. To me, I think you definitely have to be a cinephile. I don't know a lot of people, you know, outside of some of us who watch movies who have seen Brick.
That's true.
That is fair.
True. That is fair. And unfortunately, Brick did not make it. We only have one on the list so far. What's next?
Next one is Kevin Smith's Clerks.
Do I feel bad that but Clerks made it. Listen, Clerks, there is nothing critically acclaimed about Clerks whatsoever other than toilet humor. It is a film of dick and fart jokes, and they all land.
It's a good movie.
And,
you got a thumb down 10 movies, so
yeah.
And just to be fair, because I know right now, you know, Frank is loading bullets into the gun.
Still,
I'm
not even gonna stick my head out the window right now.
Made it, and Amelie didn't make it. You son of like, I get it, Frank.
Yeah,
listen,
I
get it.
Pain. I feel you.
I get it, but yeah,
please judge us. Yes,
this came out at a time in my life, like late high school, early college, and stuff like that, and it hit all the right cylinders, and I am unapologetically a fan of the Kevin Smith View Askewniverse. Like, I just am, and this was what started off for me. So
I feel like Clerks is one of those movies that, because after you heard the story where he was like, I just threw it on my credit card. I feel like that was like the driving force for a lot of early filmmakers. It was like, you can do that?
Listen, this was one of those for me, and I was like, just throw it on my credit card. I was like, hold on, let me apply to get a credit card. Shit, well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer to be a filmmaker. God damn it. But this Robert Townsend's Hollywood Shuffle, like, those things fueled me. I was like, damn it, I can make movies. You know what I'm saying? I can tell a pretty good story.
It's an important movie in the indie world. It is. I'm not saying it's not, but
top 10.
Top 10 in this list. Top 10. Yes, all things are not equal. Yes, you're absolutely right.
If it was a list based off of importance to independent film, yes, absolutely. But
that's a different list. That's a different list. Yeah, because right now I am strictly voting on just shit that I like. So
all right, let's see what's next.
Yes.
We got 2 on the list so far.
Yes, Jason Amy and Dogbrick. Yes, absolutely. All right, so next up, City of God. Hold on, I need to drop that. City of God.
Whoa, word, Vinny. City of God didn't make it. Oh my gosh.
I am so curious what you guys are gonna thumbs down.
City of God was amazing. You know why for me?
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the, first off, I didn't even know they were shooting movies in Brazil. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
And then not only that, you know, having a child cast that large, I don't think I've seen a child cast that was that untrained but still that talented since the movie Kids.
See, now Kids, if that was on again another one that like
great one.
influential, like
banger, yes,
yeah, but a movie that kind of changed the future of indie, like Kids was totally that.
Yeah, I almost put it on the list, but I was like, is this too obscure? But then
it might be. From what is this list? Like, these are ones we could generally, most people could have seen in a theater or know. Like, these are also like cult movies in a way.
Okay.
Like,
now, and
actually, a lot of these are on like the top 100, right? AFI list.
Yeah, many of these, I'd say like, at least damn near half, at least half.
Yeah. So they actually, like transcended.
Yeah.
City of God may be obscure for many of our viewers. They should have seen it.
I could see that.
Being completely in Portuguese, like that's a little bit different than Amelie. You know, Amelie is in French.
Yeah.
That shit flows. It sounds like music in your ears. That Portuguese, you're like, wait, I spoke a little bit of high school Spanish. What is this? I don't understand what anybody's saying. You're gonna read that movie. I don't think anybody in the movie was an actor though. I think
the main actor. I think there was like maybe like 2 or 3 that were like
this movie discovered Alice Braga.
Okay.
This was her first anything anywhere. The main actor, little boy, most of the people, because they didn't have a budget. This was truly indie in the actual slums of Rio. A lot of those people they pulled off the street. None of those people are really actors for real. Like I said, a few of the ones who are adults may have been actors, but most of these are kids who, you know, hey, you got something to do this afternoon? You know, I thought this movie was amazing. It's kind of one of those things like Boyz n the Hood. Like Boyz n the Hood gave a light to situations going on in neighborhoods that most of America was not aware of. And they're like, holy shit, it's like that. City of God, for those of us in America who knew all about the hoods of Boyz n the Hood, we was like, I know that hood shit. There's one in Chicago, there's one down the street. But to see that it was like that in Rio de Janeiro too, he's like, damn, they doing it like that in Brazil too. I thought Brazil was beautiful with the beaches and the fine ass women. They over busting guns and damn thugs. So it was an eye opener.
Yeah, but it was 10 years later, I believe. Right? Wasn't it 2002? I think it was 10 years after Boyz n the Hood.
Yeah.
Which Boyz n the Hood, you know, that was a movie that opened up. I mean, I can say it for where I was living, you know, as a kid. Like movies like that when it came out, that and Menace to Society was like, oh shit, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, you know, where I grew up, you didn't know about that. And then to watch those movies and be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like the favelas wasn't talked about at nowhere near at length until City of God came out. Like there's people that have been that traveled and know about the favelas. But until when City of God came out, people was like, oh my gosh, there's a slum on this beautiful mountain that oversees the city, and this is the kind of stuff that goes down. I thought it had something important to say as a result of that.
I think until that movie, we didn't talk about international urban crime and stuff like that. I was like, holy shit. I was well aware of Boyz n the Hood, but you know, when it went international, I was like, oh,
but I didn't know
they were doing it like that.
Boyz n the Hood kind of paved the way for a movie like that to have the impact
on
American society.
Absolutely.
Because it was like, hey, we showed you one. Now look, this doesn't just happen here. This is also in its own way elsewhere. So
you're absolutely correct. All right, next one.
Roll that beautiful beam footage. I couldn't help it. It was roll. All right. I'm doing being an asshole. Let's go.
Do the right thing.
You already know, man. It's Spike, dog. I mean, he's my. I understand. I get it. It's Spike, man. It's my Morehouse brother. I gotta vote. I'll say something real quick, and I'll be done. To me, this was the very first Spike Lee film that I saw that at a very early age, and its importance to me was somebody that looked like me can do that. that carried a lot of weight for me as a young man. And then to see him get like the nomination, he didn't win, obviously. For him to get nominated to make it to that level with that film and have such a unique style of that type of storytelling, I'd never seen anything like that. In a light kind of went off for me, so it was very impactful for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. The cinematography, like some of those shots, I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, where I had seen She's Gotta Have It, and I was like, okay, this one made more of an impact on me. And I was like, oh, okay, the story to me was much better and something that I could resonate with. So that's my reason for this, you know.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Donnie Darko.
He did make it. Oh, that was a tough one. I was torn on that one.
See, this was my movie where when I watched it the first time,
Yeah.
I then literally, I think I watched it at like 7:00 in the morning. My brother woke up and I was like, hey, we're watching this movie, and turned it on immediately again. It was like, watch this fucking movie. This is insane. I don't know what the fuck just happened. So
Yeah.
I can admit that I didn't understand what was happening when it was over, but I enjoyed the ride, you know. And this came out before like the internet and was like in full swing or anything like that. You really had to sit with your thoughts. You couldn't like really like Google and see what else thought about it. You had to watch it on you. Yeah, you had to be like, what the hell? And like Benny said, I was like, I need somebody to watch this with me because this is madness. Like, am I tripping? Like, what is just happening right now?
Yeah. I was that guy.
Crazy playing the creepy pedo. I was like, he fits that way too well. I'm a little scared.
Yeah. Gives a whole new meaning and nobody puts baby in the corner, doesn't it?
Donnie Darko was marketed like a horror movie. I don't think it was by a long shot. No, Donnie Darko was something different.
It was totally its own.
They did market it like a horror movie. I do remember that. And I was like, what the hell is that?
I remember
it's creepy in the way that you don't really know what's going on, and he's kind of going in and out of his, like, is he sleeping and dreaming? Is he not? Like, it's probably falls technically under a thriller, but I don't know, sci-fi thriller maybe.
Never saw Donnie Darko. Here's the thing. I don't know if Donnie Darko still translates today because so many other movies stands on the shoulders of Donnie Darko. It's one of those things that I think you had to have seen in the moment because so many other projects may have diluted the importance of Donnie Darko now as a result of it.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I had never seen Donnie Darko until I did a reaction with Syntell on it, and I was like, what the hell do you have me watching, sir? I was like, I'm too grown for this. I need to take a drink or something. What the hell? Yeah, it's mind-blowing, but it's a great movie. Like Ben said, I was that guy back in the day. Yes. If I watch something amazing, hold on, let me get the VHS tape or DVD or whatever the media was. I need to show this to all my friends because I need to talk to someone about what the hell just happened. So
I miss those days.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You get that rental for like 3 days, and it's like if you see one of those bangers, it's like, hey guys, you got to come over and watch this.
There's also the dark side of that, where you keep going back to the store and no one's turned in a copy. Like
that's the thing, right? That's how I saw it. I saw a copy of it because it was never in the store. It was never. It was always checked out. So I saw like a bootlegged version of it, but it was still enough for me to be like, okay. I don't think I saw a real version of Donnie Darko until like the DVD came out. That was well after the fact. Big huge shout out real quick to hey Frank. I see what you did there. He's like, I'm going to kill you guys, just so you know. Frank said, I'm gonna lay 8.3 with over 840,000 votes on IMDb, 90% on the Rotten Tomatoes. I'm salty, but I forgive you, and I'm glad Ben appreciated it. You're right. Like statistically speaking, it's a hit in every capacity. It is.
When you watch it, it doesn't feel like an indie because of how I think the scope of it. So
So endearing. It makes you feel good. Yeah.
I don't know. I know that damn. I don't know. We're talking about Amelie, but that damn Donnie Darko, like Jake Gyllenhaal took me through.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Like,
yeah, it's kind of
like
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Those were the movies where those guys basically said, like, I don't care how young I am am going to be a force in the film world as an actor, and they have been since that point.
They said yes. Daniel Day-Lewis, you can kiss my ass, like because around that time, the early '90s, that was the decade of Daniel Day-Lewis. DDL didn't.
Yeah, he couldn't miss. That's the birth of the even phrase DDL.
Yeah.
It's like, is that the name of a camera? No, it's his initials, man. He's the GOAT. Just
he is that dude.
He's y'all to catch up. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. We do appreciate that. And please, if you are going to shoot me from your clock tower, headshots, please, because I don't want to feel like
make it quick.
Yeah, I just want to feel a little bit of pressure and be like, Grandma? Let's do it like that.
I would be online. Don't go to Lake Caroline.
Hey, so we got 4 so far that are making it to the final segment. Let's keep it moving.
All right, next one. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Wow, my gosh, that is crazy.
I know.
Vinny, I just knew you was gonna be like, that's the one.
Nope.
Oh, all right, Vinny, go ahead. I'll let you speak your piece first.
Again, we had to pick 10.
Yeah.
We had to pick 10. And if we were gonna pick something that messed with time travel, we should have picked Primer.
I thought about it, but Primer is such an obscure film for regular people.
I've never seen that.
It is the best time, like reality, anything. It is.
Really?
You're all right.
Yeah.
Primer.
Right. So
I've never seen that.
Oh, don't worry. It's on the list now. I'm glad you said that, actually.
It is.
We will be.
It won Sundance way back when.
Yeah.
I've never seen Primer. I've never even heard of that.
I mean, they made it for nothing.
Okay. I like those kind of things.
So.
This I put on. I voted for this because this is one of my favorites, right? Top 20 all time. One of the best explanations of the multiverse in a movie. I thought Michelle Yeoh. I mean, she's Michelle Yeoh.
She's Michelle Yeoh.
Wrong. I was so glad to see Ke Quan show up and show out. Listen, come on, Short Round. Come on,
I love that he then got that action movie Love Hurts from doing that. I love it.
Yeah.
Give him his
even though it was terrible, I love that he got it. Even better yet, he got the voice acting gig in what was that movie? Zootopia too. So that worked.
Yeah, that is true. He was the snake, right? He was the snake.
He was the snake.
Too. Yeah.
A weird ass Jamie Lee Curtis in this. Like, I thought this movie, the visuals in this movie were stunning. It was a mind bender for sure. So that was why I voted for it. All right, next movie up is Fruitvale Station.
Okay, we finally got a unanimous.
All right,
we finally got a unanimous.
That hurt me. That hurt.
It did. It was hard.
It hurt me too. It did because Fruitvale, I think, is a solid movie. Solid. It is solid, but you can tell when you look at it, you can tell it needs polish. As compared to some of the other counterparts that made the list, like Do the Right Thing, Boys in the Hood. It's not on that level, and even though it launched Coogler's career, and it's a great film, it's just not done enough for it to make a top 10 compared to the other counterparts for me.
But it's such an important movie, I think, for what we then got for Creed.
It's great.
So, yeah, I mean, it was kind of, I feel like it was Coogler getting comfortable, maybe taking control of his set, and then when he did Creed, had control and kind of really swung for it, and I think didn't back down from certain things, and had the ability to do things that maybe were in his head that he couldn't do in Fruitvale.
Okay.
I think
So,
the beauty.
yeah.
I think the beauty of Fruitvale is the beginning of the personal relationship with Michael B. Jordan and
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler,
I
where you
co-sign
got to
that.
see the fruition of that in Creed. And the only movie, besides Sinners, of course, that's better for me as a Coogler movie is Black Panther. But I mean, if you get Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler, and throw in just for good, showing Chadwick Boseman, damn it.
Yeah.
Who's missing? Denzel? Shit, who else we need? So, it's just one of those things that you got a bunch of really bright people who are into this thing called, the film business, and they kind of put their heads together, and they're cranking out some awesome stuff. Like you said, this one was the beginning of that. It did be polished.
Yeah.
Boots
I mean,
this is the best movie.
And look, and Coogler's one of my favorite directors, period. Yeah. That's how much I love him. But you can see the steps that he took in growth based off of his start with Fruitvale. I appreciate it for that.
I think that's why some people love this movie so much, is because it has flaws. It has, it still needs the polish. Like, you can see where he began. And for most directors, I mean,
it kind of fits in the movie and the story too.
Yeah, and it's different too, because he can't take a bunch of liberties because it's a true story. So
he is kind of boxed in by the real life narrative. Yeah. Okay.
So there are probably some things story wise that he may have wanted to change, but for him to take on a biography like that is a solid ass movie. So all right, next movie is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I made the list. What? Okay. All right, Rekkai. Speak your piece.
I might have to walk away if we lost this one.
Go ahead. Speak your piece, brother.
I have to admit that I have seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind once, and I think at the time, it was more me, just what I had personally going on.
Too close to home?
I don't know if it was too close to home, or it's just I didn't really pay attention to the movie. Like, I didn't appreciate the movie when it came out because of my own personal shit.
Okay.
I think it's one of those movies now that I'm more settled and okay with life in general. If I watch some shit like this now, I'd be like, that shit is amazing. I just think at the time when it came out, when I watched it, I was like, I'll read a book. I'd go do something else. Like, I couldn't watch it. There was another movie that came out that I did the same way. I didn't even finish that one. I got up, walked away. Silver Linings Notebook.
Oh, Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah, I didn't even finish that shit. I got up. Just my own personal shit precluded me from watching some. And Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was one of those that
I don't know that I'd put those in the same category personally, but
speak your piece.
Well, no, just Eternal Sunshine, like, it does so much more than just like being a story about people. Like, the way that it tells the story and the way that it uses the dreams and like going into his mind and delving in, and then the camera, like, so much of that is done in camera, and it's so clever, and there's just so many layers to it that I wonder how they made that movie. Like, how do you write that movie, and then how do you shoot it and cut it and keep something together that then becomes so heart-wrenchingly beautiful at the end? Like, it's almost like a movie that seems impossible, but somehow they did it and made it work. So, and I think only an amazing music video director like Michel Gondry could have done something like that and kept you going at that weird sort of in and out pace. So
it's a beautiful gut punch. The only thing I can compare it to in terms of tone and feel. What was the joint that Robin Williams had when he had to go to hell to save his wife?
You know, that was one that broke my heart. What dreams may come.
What dreams may close. The closest thing that I can say to
yeah.
describe it is what dreams may come, because it's a gut punch, but it's just beautiful. It's just every moment that the director takes to show you the frame, something amazing is happening. There's magic happening.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful grief, or in some cases celebration as well. And to be able to see something beautifully sad done like that at the time, I hadn't really seen anything like that on film. And for it to be portrayed like that, it opened me to a whole new way that grief can be beautiful, or struggle can be beautiful. So I loved it for that. And then also what you said, Benny, regarding like the technical side of it. It's like, how do you build that? How do you build that in your frame? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, and you're right. And Benny, I wasn't saying that this and Silver Linings were you know,
no,
like
I get
connected. It's just what I was dealing with at the time, like grief and heartbreak and things like that. Like I just couldn't do Eternal Sunshine. And where I love What Dreams May Come, it is a heartbreaking movie. Yeah, that's a different type of grief, like dealing with the death and shit like that. Like that's a whole different thing. And I could deal with that movie only because I wasn't personally going through that.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And like,
but I'm also
Silver Linings was like the other person I was dealing with. That was like special ass. I was like, God damn it,
I'm like the emo kid. So when I'm sad, you know, I'm gonna sit down and watch Eternal Sunshine and just like bathe in it. So I'm gonna turn on my emo music. I'm gonna watch something like that, and I just want to, remember that, you know, life is heartbreaking sometimes, and that's okay.
See, now I want to see this movie, because I don't feel like, you know, and really this is one of those, you know, again, a Jim Carrey performance that at the time I was like, what the hell is this? I mean, I know he did Man on the Moon, but I was like, wait, he's not gonna crack a joke like ever.
Look, I just for all of us, just for me, because we still have to knock it down to our final 8 to 12. And we may have to go through one more round to do another smaller elimination, just for the sake of time. Let's put a little
start rifling.
Yeah, just a little pep through it. Yeah, just a little pep.
Can do, sir.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, pull that off the screen for a second.
I love the dialogue, by the way. This is exactly what I saw in my brain.
All right, the next one is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, another unanimous. Get out of here.
I mean, come on. How is this not going to be unanimous?
Okay. Yeah. Who wants to jump in first? Make it. Let's make this one a little bit.
I mean, you can turn this movie on at any time, any day. It is maybe one of the most rewatchable movies, I think.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, Robin Williams is insane. Yeah. It is a guy with such an amazing library of work, and then like this might be like his peak, which is hard to think. Like, how did he had so many peaks? You know, like this was his Everest to me, and just all around incredible.
Robin Williams did amazing work. And this, I can't lie, you know, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, but Matt Damon really shined in this, you know, and that, I know it's cliche, but that bar scene, and Vickers, you and Rick Vickers, like
about them apples,
that shit's hilarious. All right, next one. All right,
my super quick one for it. For the fact that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck both won an Oscar as a writing duo was just inspiring. It was like, oh shoot, okay. If they could do it, they just some Jersey kids? Is that what they? No, Boston kids.
Boston.
Boston.
Just some Boston kids that was able to get it done. I was like, shit, if they can do it, so can I. All right. Right.
Yeah, it's like, what? We can't be in New Kids on the Block? Well, shit, we just write our own goddamn movies.
Well, and I think people like saying that they weren't sure that they wrote it. I think when Ben Affleck started like directing, I think that put everybody back in their place of like, oh, he's actually like a filmmaker.
Yeah, because he wrote Argo, right?
I believe so. Yes. I know he directed it, but even if not, I think from what I've gathered, is he weighs in on the script and it is actually a really knowledgeable director. He's probably a better director than he is an actor, and should really stick to that.
I agree with you on that in a lot of ways, especially as he's getting older. I'm like, dude, just lean into this directing thing. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, he was great. I was actually when there
Did
was
he write The Town?
Talks, I know he directed. I don't know if he really wrote much of those. I don't know. We'd have to look it up. But when there was a little bit of talk about him coming in and stepping in and doing Batman, I was like, I actually think that would be great. Yeah. Like when he was going to step away, and while he was being Batman, but actually direct one, I was like, oh, that'll probably be the best DC movie they could make, just because he's going to make something real. But all right, I know we got to move on.
All right, next one is Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah. I couldn't get on the Little Miss Sunshine bandwagon. I tried. I thought it was cute and dark and a little,
fuck a lot of women.
Yeah.
Best grandparent advice ever.
I think this is one of those projects that I need to see again, because I have only seen it the once. Only saw it the one time.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, to Ben's point earlier, we can only vote for 10.
You can only vote for 10. There's a lot of thumbs down coming from.
We can only vote for 10.
There's only 10. I mean, yeah. If y'all saw my 10, we'll probably share that later. What was your 10? But anyways, go ahead.
All right, next one is Lost in Translation.
Oh, another unanimous. Okay.
There can only be 10. There can only be 10.
Okay.
All right. Next one is Memento.
I hated taking that one.
I hated not having this on the list.
Yeah, unanimous. Wow, unanimous with that too. Okay,
back to back. All right.
All right.
Next one is Moonlight.
Okay. All right. No, Moonlight. I thought that might have been unanimous too. Okay. All right.
Next one is
great performance. Got it. Yeah.
Next one is Napoleon Dynamite.
What? As a top 10? Okay, I'll put it on there. All right. I'll put it on there. I did not see that coming.
I don't think I've seen a movie more times in the theaters than that silly movie. I went and saw it with everybody. When I went and saw it for the first time, I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, oh, we got to go see this movie. I told my brother, I think I saw that movie like 8 or 9 times in the theater. Because I wanted to laugh.
This movie is so quirky and so damn funny. And I'm trying to tell you, I feel like until that damn dance scene, I didn't think anybody else knew who Jamiroquai was. And then they did Virtual Insanity. I was like, oh, shit, that's my song. That damn Uncle Rico throwing the fucking steaks and shit. Oh, my God.
I think I can throw this football on mountain. Uncle Rico, what are you doing?
No, but his damn brother and Lavonda.
And Lavonda, dog, that had me. I was undone with Lavonda. I was undone. And then when he had the do-rag on and the chain.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was This is one of the few films that me and my son see eye to eye on. We both watch Napoleon. Normally, I like some stuff. He'd be like, that's old people stuff. I don't really watch that. And the stuff that he watched be on some other stuff. But we watched Napoleon Dynamite together, and we both shared a full-on gut laugh off of that. So I love Napoleon Dynamite for that.
Okay. All right. Next movie on the list is Parasite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I knew that was going to get it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That movie is awesome.
I mean, we could talk about that for an hour, so we almost need to.
Yeah.
All right, with 3 movies left. All right, next movie is Pulp Fiction.
It made it.
Although I kind of wish you had picked Reservoir Dogs.
I know, but I was
Those
like,
are
do
Pulp
people?
Fiction.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
about it. I did.
If you
It did
pick
come up.
Reservoir Dogs, I'd have voted for that one too. So
Yeah.
Listen, if I would have included this should be on the list, this list would have been like 40 plus.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
of the two, I feel like Reservoir Dogs would have fit a little bit better on the indie list because it
Okay.
was a little more indie.
Pulp
And
Fiction. Pulp Fiction's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a little bigger,
All right.
but
Next one, Requiem for a Dream. Mm.
Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at it. It just didn't make the list.
Mhm.
That was a dark, twisted, messed up movie. I can't
on this list.
I can't unsee the double dildo. That's just it's yeah. That's appalling. I'm like, somebody watch this movie with their mama sitting beside him. Like, how do you
Somebody
how do you do
brought up,
that?
somebody brought up.
I swear,
recently,
Mama, I
though-
didn't know. I didn't know that was in there, Mama.
I don't remember what movie that Marlon Wayans did like right before this or right after it, but it was just like, wait, he went from this to that. Like,
Yeah.
that shows Marlon Wayans is a better actor than I think.
I think it was like Little Man or something like that. It was
It
like
was
some
some-
really obscurely funny film. And
Yeah.
then he jumped right into that. It's like, what?
Yeah, I think he did like Senseless or something. He did something.
Yeah.
right
It was
before this.
something
Yeah,
like
it's
random.
It's like, what the heck?
But-
Wait,
But to your point, it showed us that he had, you know,
yeah, range.
some chops. Yeah. He had more chops than we thought he had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last one of our 20,
Skeletors.
Rushmore.
Rushmore did not make my list either. Okay. You know what? I think we got our 8 already. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 10. We got
Okay.
10. So out of our 10, we have Boys in the Hood, Clerks, City of God, Do the Right Thing, Everywhere, Anything Everywhere All at Once, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Good Will Hunting, Napoleon Dynamite, Parasite, and Pulp Fiction. Give me 1 second. Let me throw this into Google to make a quick little joint so everybody can see. We have to read from that list. And then comes the fun part.
I agree, Frank.
Recreate the list.
Frank's still mad, and I agree with him.
He's saying that the true winner isn't among them.
Give me 1 second so that you all can get a better view. I have to
That's
do this
funny.
in real time.
Mercy Blast, that is hilarious. Skeletor's a drug addict. It's gold, Jerry. Gold. Listen, anytime you can say something positive about Jared Leto is a win because
People tell me his Skeletor is decent. I've heard on more than one occasion that Jared Leto is not the problem.
I was told today to actually go see that movie because it didn't take itself as seriously as they thought it was.
yeah, I heard it was fun. So
Yeah.
So for a quick intermission, just let me, for those of y'all that are just now coming in, thank you all for hopping in. I know we didn't make the proper announcements like we did before, so you might have just gotten this on your phone and been like, oh my God, they're live. We decided to change things up. I know you see a new face in here. This is my homeboy Ben Tedesco. He is a real life, real deal director, a working director, not just the one that casually makes one movie every 15 years. This dude literally eats off of his talent. We brought him in here because Rekkai and I have a lot of opinions regarding filmmaking, but we are not necessarily at the level that Benny is regarding our opinion, and we thought it would be kind of cool to bring him into the mix to be like, yeah, that's a cool thought, but let me tell you how this really goes. Benny's also going to be working on some, excuse me, Ben, I keep calling you Benny.
No, it's all good. man.
Ben is working on his own personal projects as well. I'm going to give you the microphone real quick while this flyer produces itself. Benny, tell people who you are.
Okay.
And just give like a quick little rundown, man.
Oh man. All right. So yeah, I've been in this crazy industry since 21 years ago. Started off as PA, found myself in the commercial world. Oh man, because I was broke at the time, and let's face it, back then commercials paid better as a PA. Worked on a couple movies and stuff, doing like second unit PA stuff, but all you do is stand there and was like, I want to learn how to like, actually do things and watch people. And the other thing that I learned like on a commercial set is there's one role that comes through, like some of the cinematographers that came through on these random jobs. Like I was on a McDonald's shoot, a Latin Spanish language McDonald's shoot with Dion Beebe, like probably 6 months after he won for like Memoirs. And I think I was on the first commercial job that Guillermo Navarro after he won for Pan's Labyrinth. And on some of these smaller sets, like when there's a little bit of time, like Philippe shot Big Fish, I believe. Like he had nothing to do for hours the one day, our pre-light day, and he just sat there and talked with me and the PAs. And it's like you're getting to talk with these guys who are not just like they're like master elite level. And it was great. And along the way, like, eventually found my way into directing commercials and have made a living doing that somehow for the past 14 years. It's not always the life of luxury, but I haven't had to do anything else, and there have definitely been times where I'm like, is this disappearing on me? And then the moment I think it is when something pops up, whether it's a new project or what. I will say it's been a different battle to battle my way into the narrative world, which is where my passion has like always been. And yeah, I mean, the one thing I think I've learned along the way, like as a director, like the two things that I can kind of flex a lot that I think help me the most are writing and editing. Writing is the one thing you can do for free no matter what. You can always sit down and write out an idea, and you can get better at writing. I am proof of that, because I would say some of the early stuff, like good ideas, didn't know how to translate it into a script. And then with that, like that's the process of filmmaking. You write a script first, whether you're getting it or somebody else is, and then what people see is editing. You're telling the story 3 times, what's on the page, what gets shot, and then what you cut together. And editing, you can sit there with old footage and mess around and learn a lot about just the process. So and then watching stuff. I mean, that's a great way too, like watching old stuff, watching new stuff, getting a sense of paying attention to why things work, asking yourself that. But yeah, it's been a wild career. Trying to do my second movie hopefully this coming fall. We've got, we're doing it low budget, small. The producer I'm working with, to kind of what we've learned, or what I've learned, is to do the next one, you got to make sure you're making your investors their money back, because then they'll want to come back and do it again and maybe put up some more money. So it's like picking a budget range that we feel safe.
Okay.
That when we make the movie, that we're gonna get the investors their money back. And my producer Ashley is great. She knows the distribution market pretty well, has a lot of connections all over, because she's done, I mean, we were talking horror earlier. That's kind of one of her bread and butter, because it's easy to make money on. So yeah, and it's finding the people that you have fun with. I was gonna say trust, but also it's like, who are you gonna have fun with? I think that's important too. So especially if you're diving into something with passion, you want the other people around you to be having fun, and that comes from top down. That's the one thing. That's the other thing I learned, I think, really early on in the commercial world. Like I think my very first job was with the Cronenwith brothers. Their dad was the DP on Blade Runner, and Jeff Cronenwith is DP a lot of Fincher stuff. Amazing cinematographer, but they were a directing duo in the commercial world. And they even told me, they're like, we started off as PAs, like our dad made us. We had to do that for 2 years before we were allowed to take another job. And it taught them a bit of humility and how things work on set, and how even all the way down to the last person, like how you treat them comes from the top. And, you know, Trey and I, we were talking about it at the beginning of this, is, you know, there are people out there that do not believe that. They believe shit rolls downhill and it just gets worse and worse. And I worked on a lot of those too. So, I mean, I have worked on jobs where I have flat out just said, like, I don't want somebody like this on the crew. I don't. I don't want this personality type. And if that's who you're bringing in, like, let's find somebody else. Because I don't want to see that, because I'm not going to be doing that. And this is, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is my set. And yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. Hope you all you will be seeing Benny a few more times because I really expect your opinion. Oftentimes, like I said, you know, I'll say something just off of feeling and maybe not off of practicality. And I think your voice being added to the mix of being practical, because it'd be like, no, that's your opinion, but let me tell you how that really moves. I think that speaks volumes. So first off, let me just say thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. For those that are just now coming in case you're wondering,
somebody asked how we became acquainted. Trey and I used to work together as PAs.
Yeah. We was in the thick of it. We was in the muck.
And we realized we lived like 3 blocks apart.
Yeah.
And we had one other buddy who we were all in the same shoot together. Piper, me, and Trey. And Piper, I'd been on so many sets where other PAs are like, yeah, we're gonna go get beers after work. And then, you know, it's like, oh, I live way over here. And I hear Piper go like, yeah, we want to go to Big Wings. I was like, oh, which one? They're like, the one in NoHo. I'm like, I can walk there.
I live right there.
Can I
join? Yeah, and then it was on and popping.
And then from there, they would sneak into my apartment through the window while I was at work. I would get pictures and FaceTimes literally from my couch while they they had a day off and I didn't.
Hey man, you had the coolest spot, man. I was like, yo, hang out in my little raggedy deep down apartment. We gotta go to Benny crib. Trust me, we ain't mess up the curtain.
No.
We ain't break nothing.
And my neighbors all knew them, so it was no big deal.
Like there's a black dude sneaking in through your window.
Oh, it's okay. There's a white guy with him, and he looks like he's straight off of a car.
Hey, we got a quick question from the chat that said, do you find independent filmmaking incredibly difficult, guerrilla style, from the time you began to now, or easier?
I think one of the things that I've seen in the past 20 years is the way you can make a movie has changed like you wouldn't believe. I mean, the 5D coming out, I don't think people realize how game-changing that was. Because all of a sudden you could get depth of field. Before that, if you wanted to shoot on an XL2 or whatever and get some depth of field, you had to get a PS Technic adapter and then put the lens, the film lens in front of it to get anything, but you're still burning onto a mini DV tape. And then
hold on for a second. He's talking about a camera.
Hold on. I'm enjoying the shit out of this because I know everything he's talking about. Yes. He's speaking that technical geek speak that just does something to my heart. And I was like, yes. I know our audience is like, what the hell is happening right now?
The cost of making something is nothing now if you really want it to be. You can go out with your phone and you can make something of a quality that you never could 20 years ago. You just couldn't. So without having to spend money on some sort of, even if you were getting a prosumer type camera, you were still dropping like thousands of dollars to get that. And it still was like, the quality was not there. What you can do literally on an iPhone now is insane. So if you want to, you can, because I did it during lockdown. You can make a movie and somebody will buy it. So like that, I think the guerrilla filmmaking, because you can do it anywhere with a phone. They are not going to kick you out of the Louvre if you're in there with your phone, because they're just going to think like, oh,
you're a tourist.
It's just tourists being it's just another influencer doing whatever. That like they won't even really question it. So like you can pull stuff off if you really want to.
Damn right. Still shots forever, baby. Still them joints.
Yeah.
Still them shots.
you know, it still comes down to if you can write a great script and you can find actors that are compelling. I mean, we've been talking about it earlier, like obsession is proof. You don't need people with a name, you just need people that are great.
Mhm.
So, and you put them on film right and you give them the right story to tell, like, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Fantasy, for the question.
Mhm.
For those that are just now coming in, we have compiled a list of let's start with this. We compiled a list of nope, not that one. Sorry, I think it was this one. There we go. Of the greatest indie films of all time is how we started. We got 20. I picked the list, so if you don't like the list, you can point at me. No, I already put
Don't
my
come for me in the
disclaimer.
damn comments. Don't
come for me.
Not
Don't come for me.
today. Not today.
This is a mix of a list of what I thought would be independent films that people could recognize. So if there was a very smaller film that you love, it probably didn't make this list if it didn't get a little bit of social buzz. So this was the list that we had, and right now we just went through our first round of knocking this list down so that we can get to our top 8, and we are going to have a battle royale regarding those top 8, and you all are going to be the ones to vote for it. If there's a tie, the 3 of us will be the tiebreaker, and we'll knock it down until we can figure out, as far as this stream is concerned, the greatest indie film of all time. So at this point, we've knocked this list down to these 10. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have to remove 2 off of this list. We have Boyz in the Hood, Clerks, City of God, Do the Right Thing, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Good Will Hunting, Napoleon Dynamite, Parasite, and Pulp Fiction. We got to take 2 of these off this list.
I mean, we had what, 3 unanimous votes, right? Boyz in the Hood, Good Will Hunting, and Parasite.
Yeah,
I think those are like safe.
Those are automatic
because we're not changing those for sure.
If I had one that I had to take off, absolutely had to. Let's see. Golly, I hate to say this because I love all of this. If I had to, I probably would take Clerks off. That's just for me. If you had to take something off the list, had to, gun to your head.
I mean, I didn't vote on it the first time.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I did vote for Clerks. I can agree to
and
that.
I voted for Clerks as well.
Yeah.
Who would you all have had to, gun to your head? You had to take something off the list.
Here's my other one. Even though I love the non-linear storytelling, the other one for me is actually be Pulp Fiction.
Okay. All right. Pulp Fiction. Let's see. That's on there. To be taken off. Benny, which one would you have to be taken off?
I feel bad saying it, but Everything Everywhere.
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna put this on the. So we've got Clerks. I'm gonna let you all vote on this. Everything, everywhere. All at once.
What a good list.
And then what was the other one?
Pulp Fiction.
Okay, and Pulp Fiction.
Man.
Which one should be removed? I'm gonna let you all sort this out. I'm about to put the poll up. Which one should be removed? If there's a tie,
two of those gotta be removed.
Frank, obviously we would put
actually,
on the list.
Yeah, so Frank, whichever's number 1 and 2 is going to be removed off of that list. And then we'll start the bracket.
Yeah, so just so everyone understands, what you are voting on is movies to remove, not to stay on the list. So actually, whichever one loses this vote is the one that stays on the list. So
yeah, you're voting to remove. Just like you said. Thank y'all for enjoying the list. How did y'all feel in the comment section? Hopefully everybody do Most of the films. That was the goal.
Well, I see a few people that are upset that I don't want to say upset, but that Napoleon Dynamite made it. Like, especially like when I just now suggested Pulp Fiction. Like, wait a minute, Napoleon Dynamite over Pulp Fiction?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had somebody that said no Reservoir Dogs. Rekkai
We
brought
talked
that
about
up.
this earlier.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs could have replaced Pulp Fiction on this
Yeah.
list. Like,
Yeah.
I probably
Yes.
I would have preferred that, but
Yeah, if Reservoir Dogs was on this list, I wouldn't have suggested that as being one to go off the list, and I would have moved on to somewhere else. Pulp Fiction is good. It's really good. I don't know.
it is.
I don't know. It's just Reservoir Dogs is so gritty. It's just
So
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Somebody said Chasing Amy is so underrated. I think it might be one of Kevin Smith's most underrated films, honestly.
Yeah,
We already dropped Clerks.
Chasing Amy and Dog Bomb, my two favorite films from him. So,
all right, so it is officially, what is it? 9:27. We'll do. We'll at 9:30. Y'all get a couple of more minutes to get your votes in. I can't see it for whatever reason. It's not letting me pull up the poll. Can y'all see it? I'll see it on the list. It won't let me scroll. I guess I have to vote. Okay, there it is. I see it. Well, it looks like Clerks is about to go and Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Pulp Fiction is in a dead heat. For those of y'all, please vote. Clerks is and then we'll do our brackets. Pulp Fiction has to stay.
How are we gonna build this bracket?
I'm gonna have AI randomly pick it, randomly select it, because I can't think of any other better way to make it equal for everybody.
What about because how many is it gonna be? Like,
we'll have 8,
4 on 4 on each side, moving down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you should tell AI though, like our 3 unanimous, because those should be like 1 and 2 seeds.
All right,
if that matters.
See. I'll say create a bracket for these 8 movies.
Because I would hate to see like Boys in the Hood going against Good Will Hunting in the opener because we unanimously voted, or against Parasite.
Right.
Because we were unanimous on those 3. Like
the following movies are top seeded.
The Knicks just something.
With
the
one
Knicks
another.
just
Okay.
won?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh,
holy shit.
The Knicks are the new champions.
Whew.
They are burning New York City to the ground right now.
Oh yeah, that just happened.
Oh yeah, 94-90.
All right.
This is
some
good
of
timing
the
for
3
us, though,
movies,
right?
Yeah. More people come
coming
in.
We'll get to see our bracket.
That was just the 4th game.
Was it?
No, that's it. That
was just game 4, wasn't
it? Yeah, that's all you need is 4.
No, you need to win the best of 7.
Yeah, but then they win their 4th game.
No, they won. It's 3-1. The Spurs won a game.
No, the Spurs didn't.
Yes, they did.
No.
It's
the first to 4. It's the first to 4. Yeah, it's the first to 4. It's the first to 4.
So
the Knicks just won their 4th game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is game 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
it's over.
With.
Yeah.
But were they back in? Were they?
Benny, what were the unanimous ones again?
The unanimous ones were Boys in the Hood, Good Will Hunting, and Parasite.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I would just hate to see those ones go up against each other right off the bat.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson is the only AI I trust. I like that.
I heard that. Yes. Not even Andre Iguodala. Only Allen Iverson. Yes. God.
Man, I do feel like we were lucky in almost every sense of the words that we're like old enough to remember like the heyday of movies, sports, like even commercials back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And music, man.
Mm.
Oh man, we got a dead heat against all three now. Oh shoot. Come on, y'all hurry up. I'll give y'all, since it's a dead heat, I'll give y'all 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes to change it up.
So let me ask you this, Ben, because we had this. I don't know. I don't want to say it's debate, but we had this discussion a while back. Let's say, listen to how you got your story as a filmmaker. And let's say that is something that I've always wanted to do, but I've never pulled the trigger. I can write pretty decent stories. I've written a couple scripts, but I never go forth and finish, and it's like I said, being in Louisville, Kentucky, is a little bit different to pull together some decent actors and do things guerrilla style like I want to. But now with AI, like, how do you feel about AI? You being a director, you being a filmmaker, when you have a lack of resources, lack of budget, we have so much digital, like you said. I'm a huge fan, not so much of his movies, they're okay, but Steven Soderbergh has been shooting movies on iPhone forever. What do you think about the new advent of trying to make movies to do things that you couldn't do because you don't have the resources to do them, namely AI?
Okay. Here's my thought and what I hope happens. I think AI is going to become its own genre of sorts. I especially think, like, I'm now considering, as a kid, I kind of wanted to be an animator. And I feel like now if I could figure out, which I'm struggling figuring out AI, but like maybe I could go make a little animation movie. I think it's remembering to treat it like a tool. I think there will be places just like CG for a long time, but what I hope happens, and what I think there will also be a push, is also for films that are getting made that are not AI, where they are fully practical. My hope is, and I'm okay with AI movies and things like that getting made, as long as there's an equal push towards the artisanship of making movies that have none of that, because there are still so many stories in so many ways, and that's the way to build talent. I mean, especially acting talent. That's the way to build cinematography talent. That's the way to build editing talent. I mean, editors can probably take a bunch of AI stuff and do well with it, like, but there's still such an artisanship to that I worry is going to get lost. But I also have hope, because I look at the youngest generation that's out there right now, and I see them out there with film cameras. I see them out there, they're using things again instead of their phone. Like, I watch kids now, they're generally not taking a picture with their phone. Like, we're almost the Luddites now that we're using our phone to take a picture. They're out there with maybe even an old like digital camera. So I think as long as it's used as a tool, and we're also taking the time and the energy to embrace the artisanship that still goes into filmmaking, because I think people forget everybody that can encompass. I mean, you can get fashion design. I mean, you still like letting people create costumes, things like that. Like, I know Trey and I were talking about this a few weeks ago, just like, how fun would it be to reach out to an audience and be like, hey, we want to make, like, are there any, God, I'm drawing the blank on the word, the people that go to all the Comic-Cons and dress up. Dang it.
Yeah, cosplayers.
Cosplayers. But some of these people are amazing. And if you were to ask them, like, hey, can you help us design and make, like, I want that artisanship, and I want to see those doors open for people like that have a passion, because I feel like Hollywood is letting it go, and it's going to be up to audiences like this to see it keep going forward. And I think people want it. So, like, AI is cool, and I think it's going to find its place. But I think with that, we need to counter it equally, or maybe more, with remembering that people still have a creative passion, And I think we should embrace it. And film does a great job because it allows us to allow so many different with a creative passion to be a part of it. So does that help
I
at
love
all? Did I answer your question?
I love everything that you said, and I really do hope that they do have like these separate categories. I understand, and you're right, AI is a tool, and sometimes it makes it easier to get around certain things, but it cannot do all of the work for you. Like you said, the practical thing, Hollywood has not embraced that yet, and I liken that to special effects, where they went completely CG and they went everything CG. There used to be a show on the Sci-Fi network that I loved called Face Off, where they had practical costume and makeup artists who they were given a task every week, and you have to create 3 aliens and whatever, and just the artistry of these people that create, from the Rick Baker, school of, creating the movie monsters and creatures and all that shit that we loved. And I was like, they were amazing. And I was like, there's no place for people who do this type of artistry in the industry anymore, because they're like, we'll just do it with CG. And that's just sometimes that takes away from it. Who was that? What we were talking about? Were we talking about? I don't know if it's Peter Jackson, maybe Guillermo del Toro have one of the best lineup of movie monsters at their disposal in their repertoire or stuff like that.
That would probably be. Yeah, it'd probably be Guillermo.
Yeah,
Guillermo is the greatest creature. Is the greatest creature designer of our generation. I think
that background, though. I think that was where he was before he started directing. I believe.
Yeah, and I think he does practical effects, and I love that.
The polls are closed.
Well, think about
it would take people like us to make that a thing, not.
Yeah, I would say it has to be Guillermo, because if you look, you can just look at Peter Jackson when he went from Lord of the Rings, which was so practical and looked so great, and then he makes the Hobbits and he leans so heavily into CG, and it's like, come on, man,
what the hell?
Yeah, like. Go back to what you did the first time, because those are movies that literally will stand the test of time. But, and let's see what the Odyssey does. The Odyssey is completely practical. I am so fascinated to go watch this movie and see.
Both on that, brother.
Yeah, but I also have to admit that CG effects, because I am so ready to see Denny V in the damn Dune 3, like
and the Dune movies are they're beautiful. God, I hope when the third comes out that it finally starts getting the accolades it deserves. So
we already have our brackets up. We've got our number 1 seeds, guys. That's why I love AI. It makes it beautiful and super quick. Number 1 seeds are Boyz n the Hood, Good Will Hunting, and Parasite. Those are the ones that we had the unanimous three thumbs up. Boyz n the Hood against Napoleon Dynamite. Good Will Hunting versus Eternal Sunshine. Parasite versus Do the Right Thing. And City of God versus Everything Everywhere. Let's start.
So everyone's aware, Everything Everywhere lost the vote, I guess you would say. So Clerks and Pulp Fiction were the 2 that were removed. So
right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and create this first vote. Frankie, you there? Can you create polls, man? Can you hop in here? Let me get send you a link real quick so you can hop in there. But I have to keep you in the background if you're still available. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna send it to you in the Discord, my guy.
He's still pissed off. He's like, I don't want to do
I know.
Shit.
He's like,
not in there.
He's like, don't ask me for shit, motherfucker.
I think whatever your ChatGPT or whatever.
Let me quit. Wait, you got just got to show me how. Okay, I think you can sign in because you're a moderator on my page. You can sign in as a moderator, and then you have to log in as me. Show the page, and there's a thing that shows create poll. I'll do the first one for now. So we're gonna do the first one real quick. This is gonna be Boyz n the Hood versus Napoleon Dynamite. We'll give it 10 minutes. We're gonna just chop it up for 10. We're gonna do like 10 minutes for each one of these. And then if it's a tie, the 3 of us will be the tiebreakers. Give me 1 second. Start poll. First round. There you go, Frank. So the first one is Boyz in the Hood versus Napoleon Dynamite. Yours. This is pick your victor. The poll is up. Let's see.
Okay.
Set a timer for 10 minutes. Damn it. Let me do
10
this.
minutes.
Come on, set a timer for 10 minutes. There we go. Thank you, Frank. Dropping in here, brother. Benny, so you're currently working on a new project, man. Did you want to talk about it real quick? What's your project?
Sure. Yeah. Working on this movie called, right now we're calling it Breathe Deep. It's kind of set in the not distant future. It's a thriller road trip story. Kind of setting of the world is like the oxygen in the air has gone to shit. So everybody's got to tow around like oxygen tanks, and it's becoming harder and harder to make the oxygen. But basically, if you don't have it, you're gonna slowly die. But it's really a story about like two sisters that are traveling to scatter the one's wife's ashes who passed away, and kind of that last journey that they don't want to admit that they're taking together. So, and then along the way, you have kind of the overarching world that is scary, and as things, society is crumbling, but then along the way, by helping somebody, they pick up a more imminent danger along the way. So yeah, kind of a, I don't know, Thelma and Louise meets the road sort of story. I gotta plug in my computer. Yeah, so pretty excited about it. We feel like we can do it on a pretty modest budget and still pull off something good. And we're hoping with some of the characters that we can maybe entice a couple actors that people recognize and be good for the roles. So yeah, pretty excited about it. And what's interesting is like this one is shit. Hold on, let me grab my
my computer shuts off.
Yeah. Like, and then when I was finding the other essence of the
yes, and the je ne sais quoi of the
this line has been temporarily disconnected. See, y'all never called a line and heard that pop up.
Listen.
Do phones even still do the busy signal anymore? I don't even think they do that anymore.
Yes, they do.
They do.
They still get the busy signal. Okay. All right, Benny. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
No, it's all good. Where was I? I don't even.
I don't know. Your film sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
really
send
good.
you the kind of creative deck. It gives like kind of an idea of who the characters and story are. It's fun. We're like I said, in the fundraising process, which is kind of new for me. It's kind of old hat for my producer, but I really didn't want her to be the one to pull in all the favors and strings. So, because I want to learn some of this, and I found a couple people that kind of are outside the film world that have decided to jump in, be investors, but also kind of come from that tech startup space and have decided to help us kind of raise the additional funds too. So, but also like trying to figure out ways to build an audience before, like while we're shooting. I mean, that's, to me, like, I feel like the future is having people excited before the movie comes out and then offering them something maybe that they don't always get afterwards. Like one of the things I would love to do, I don't know if this will be possible, but after the movie's made, maybe after we do our festival run, is then I'd like to take the movie on tour, like myself, and go around for a couple months and hit little movie theaters around the country and show it and put on a Q&A or go to a bar afterwards and talk to people about it. Because for me, what's the point of putting in, so much of myself into something and then not getting to talk to people about it?
Yeah.
It's like I'm making this for me, but I'm also making it for other people to find something in. And hopefully hopefully I can do something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking outside the box, because you talk to everybody in Hollywood and they're either talking about how the movie theaters are dying or indie film is dying, and then you have obsession. Like, nobody really knows, and I feel like now is the time for the audience to maybe step in. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
maybe I feel like they now have a little bit of control. Like, my producer Ashley had a movie that came out last year that Neon bought called Shelby Oaks, which was totally crowdfunded from the director's channel. Like, they raised $1 million from his subscribers. They owed nobody anything, made a movie that they were all really happy with. I think one of the cool things they did with like their poster is, I think if you zoom in on it, it's actually all the people that donated, like, are like their names make up the poster, sort of thing. So like, I feel
Nice.
like this is becoming more of a thing, just because we're talking about obsession right now, we're talking about break rooms. There's other people do Iron Lung, like this is a thing that's happening, and I think it's great to watch kind of the audience decide who they want to embrace, and I think that is part of the future, hopefully.
Well,
So
how could you be and I can't remember dude's name that made
Mhm.
Obsession. Um
I
but like to me
Blake.
Kane Parsons is
Yeah.
different because Backrooms had been out for a while and it became its own driving force on the internet to push, the film. It already had kind of a backstory on it before it became a
Mhm.
thing. Like you said, and then you get Chilltail, like it's different.
Yeah.
Markiplier with Iron Lung, that's something different. That was based on the strength of him and his name and his online presence. Kind of like what was the book that you couldn't wait to pre-order, Syntell? Was it Corey Kenshin?
Oh yeah, Corey Kenshin is manga. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over these joints right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
content
Like,
creator joint. Yeah.
yeah, based on his name and his presence online, he said, "Hey, I'm doing a manga. Here's the link to pre-order it," and the shit went gangbusters because the people are like, we love him, so we'll do that. Is there a way for you to take maybe the route of Obsession? I don't know, social media. I don't know. I don't know what
I don't
the
know either.
avenues are these days because it seemed to be indie. Seemed to be you hit the festivals. Somebody knows that you're the festival. That they made you a deal. It's all right. This is distribution. This is that. I don't know if people are like, you know what, screw that. I just want to put it on Tubi or what I'm saying, get it somewhere streaming and then I'll start marketing that it's showing here. You can watch it in your local market. Like I don't know, how do you get out there and really blow up a movie? I don't even know how Obsession got as big as it did. Like,
I'm not sure how Obsession did either. I think I can't remember the director's name either, but he had a following. But also there was another movie that came out this year, Undertone, that was made for $500,000, and then I don't know where it ended up in the box office, but I remember it was at like 15 or 20 million, which most people are like, oh, that's nothing. But when you made a movie for $500,000,
yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
If you're making anything over 2, you're like, oh, damn, because that's money that's getting made before you're doing your sales to like the streamers and the international market and that sort of thing, and that just becomes money on top of it. So like it is always the goal. And
a studio would like to get like 3 times their money back or something. So you do a movie for $500,000 and they get 40 times back ROI. Like that's a hell of a return on investment. Like, yes, please, more of that.
So I mean, if you can make this smaller movie and you can either show that I feel like that's where, if you can show there's a demand or you can show there's a following, which maybe Obsession had. So then I think was it A24 bought it. Not totally sure where they may have bought it, but it was like, I think they could see like, oh, there's already a following behind this. So we're going to do a theatrical run. And then, they obviously love the film. So then they throw even more at it, put it in more theaters and let it, they gave it the opportunity to blow up, and then it did, which is great. So, but also the future of distribution may change a little bit. I don't know. Well, let's see if other companies decide to step in and have their hand and try to be another A24 or Neon. I mean, who knows? So
I knew I heard his name, but I couldn't remember what it was. So
I'm Curry, right?
Yeah, Curry Barker.
Curry Barker.
Yeah.
Curry Barker did Obsession, and he was a YouTuber.
Yep.
And he did a micro budget found footage film, Milk and Cereal, in 2024 before doing this. So is that a viable avenue? Like,
hold that thought.
Free.
Let's take this as a bit of a commercial break, just because I know I want to make sure.
What's our vote at? Where are we at?
Our vote is at, first of all, I love the conversation. This is great. It's looking like Boyz in the Hood is the winner. So we can close this bad boy out. All right, next up is going to be Frank, man. Have you figured out polls yet? Could you create a poll for our next contender, which is going to be, hold on, Good Will Hunting versus Eternal Sunshine. If not, I can do it real quick if you're still out there. I think I might be able to do it real quick. Hold on. All right, everybody. Not letting me. Come on. Come on, Googles. The Googles are tripping. Give me a second. Let me put it in here again. There we go. Close that poll. Start a new one. I think we're getting a little bit of feedback from you, Benny.
Me?
I think that's coming from you. I think. I don't know. Let me see. It's just a little choppy.
Oh.
Just a teeny bit of chop.
Okay. Let me try a different chord.
1 minute warning.
The one I've got is slow.
Okay, there we go. I had to reset everything. Okay, there we go. Here's the next poll. This is our next versus is going to be Good Will Hunting. Two. You know what, I like this because normally y'all be giving us grief. Well, y'all be giving Rekkai grief regarding how these polls turn out. We are giving you all the power.
You know what's funny? It's because I give them the power every week too. They vote in those damn polls, and then they act like I didn't see the poll. I didn't know there was a poll. What? I didn't do it.
All right, the second one is up. Eternal Sunshine versus Good Will Hunting. Set a timer for 10 minutes. All right, commercial break is over. Do you all remember what the conversation was before I so rudely interrupted you?
Yeah. No, I don't. Goldfish brain is taking out. Oh, I do remember what it was. I do remember. In this day and age, if you make a movie, and I'm not sure, like how much you spend, like even he was talking about the people that shot Undertone spent $500,000.
Right.
$500,000, that's a shitload of money to me. I know it's nothing in the ranks of making movies, but it's a viable way to go especially to get views, to get it seen, is go to YouTube. YouTube is a free resource.
Reduce that marketing budget. Benny, I think you're all good. Do you all hear a bit of chop in the comments? For those of y'all hearing, do y'all hear like a little bit of chop, or is it on my end? Maybe it's me.
No, I was hearing something. I thought somebody was in the back beatbox or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't figure out where it's coming from because I can only hear my own voice on this one. So you all let me know. It's not bad to the point that we can't continue. It's just noticeable enough. Regarding what you were saying regarding using social platforms as marketing devices, a lot of times a big chunk of the budget goes into marketing.
Yeah.
Huge chunks of the budget can go into the marketing. And if there's platforms that's already established that already have communities set up, it's a bit of an edge that a content creator can have. I mean, we talked about Markiplier, how he was able to grassroots his off of just the strength of his page. Benny, how do you feel about that? Well, go ahead, Rick. What were you about to say?
I was going to say, I know that it seems like it's new to the movie industry, but the pendulum has swung this way for a long time in the music industry. They damn near got rid of A&R, which is artist and repertoire departments, long ago. And now a lot of times for an artist to be discovered, so some still are discovered from YouTube, Instagram, TikToks or whatever. But a lot of them, once a studio approaches an artist, once a record label approaches an artist, one of the first questions they ask is about their social presence. How much presence do you have? How many, how much? Because if we say you sign to us and you do the posting on your own, yes, I just signed to Sony Records. Yes, I got this project coming out. How much influence, how much buzz can you generate so that you already have a groundswell behind your single or your album before it even comes out? That's like remember, I marveled at the fact that I knew who she was. I've known who she was for a while, but I hadn't seen anything that had that kind of groundswell. So when Kirby got the theme song to Spider Noir, I was like, holy
which
shit.
is a bop. It's a straight bop. Yeah.
But she's been putting out music like that. So, however they found her and chose her for that project, I think it's amazing. It should be the thing that catapults her into a new stratosphere. I don't know if it will, but one of those things, they had to have found her because of the presence that she already has. Now it seems like the movie industry is moving into sort of that same model. So what I was asking Ben was, is it a viable option, depending on what your budget is, to just release a project on YouTube just to say, I have this much social cachet, I guess, that 17 million viewed this, watch this or whatever. I don't know.
I think the only way for you to take something, and put an actual budget to it and release it straight to YouTube would be if the fans pay for it before. Because then you don't owe anybody any money. It's hard to go to an investor and say, hey, we want to take your money, but then we're going to throw away the distribution thing, and we're going to hope we make it back up in views and ad sales on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can't think of too many investors, unless they're just a patron. They're going to want it to do something. So I'm not sure that that's the market, but that maybe the market that's out there for this hasn't maybe been created yet. I mean, I can tell you, I've gotten reached out to from 5 or 6 different, just one person I know, but like 5 random people who just found me because of my website, but they're creating potentially like new platforms for even short films, which I think there needs to be a place for short films too, because you have things that are tackling topics in a way and doing things in a way that doesn't work in a long movie. May become too weird or too old hat, if you try to redo it. But in a short film, you can go after a topic that's a little bit more, whether it's hot button or something that's really emotional. You don't want to spend 2 hours on it, but you spend 20 minutes or 15 minutes on it, it works really well. But having a platform that maybe you submit to, and then, because how many times do people go and watch something and maybe charging like $1, where 75 of that goes back to the filmmaker, whether that's for them to repay themselves for what they spent or maybe make their next thing. I don't know. I'm not totally sure what the future is. I do feel like distribution is going to shake up again, especially now that Netflix is coming out and saying, like, we're not working with filmmakers that want to see their movie in the theater. Like, they just flat out said that. And I don't know that that's going to help them or hurt them.
That ain't it.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
So I don't know. I mean, where the future is, but I think that's maybe the exciting point, and that's the way you can look at it, is like, I think maybe right now, because you have like people in mass. Like you have people like your guys' followers or anybody's followers. They are a sizable chunk of people that can sway things. So like if something new is created that, you know, they're the ones I feel like that could help make that happen. Again, I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there thinking about it. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting path forward. What did somebody just write? Hey, but going that route. Oh,
Netflix may be setting themselves up as the modern day AOL by going that route.
Yeah.
I'm against anything that's anti-theater. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna just tell you that off top.
Mhm.
I think the theater is a special place where magic happens, and it's
Yeah.
a shared experience that happens.
So-
There's an energy within that room that you cannot replicate in your own living room.
Yep.
So this may be a ridiculous idea, and then if I hope somebody out there maybe hears it or whatever, or maybe it's a great idea. I don't know. It's one that I've had for a few years now, is like creating a different system too for like a theater movie. And maybe even taking a step up from the current theater market of like going to the AMCs and the Regals and all those. And here in LA to kind of regain and bring back that cinephile feeling that should always be here, because this is the place it was birthed, is create some theaters here that are similar to Broadway in a way, where it's like, call it Wilshire, call it, you know, you do it on like part of the Wilshire corridor and you build 4 to 6 theaters that is the only place you will get to see it for however long. Just like when a Broadway show is going off and they just keep extending, that's the only place you can see it, and you charge a premium, and it becomes an event. You're going to this thing, you're going to something and you create that scarcity, and like this is the only place to see it, and you pick people and films that are of a caliber that are maybe just a step up. I mean, if I was doing this, if somebody gave me, several $1 billion to create them or whatever, the first 2 people I'd go to for one of those theaters would be Trey Stone and Matt Parker. Be like, you guys come up with a movie.
Yeah.
You are going to be the first ones in this theater. This will be like the comedy centric movie theater, whatever. Like, this is where we're going. You guys come up with some, because they've hit it on every level almost every single time, and that they would step up.
Yeah.
And I think you'd see certain filmmakers vying for this, like, well, my movie, and then, but it gives you this trickle out into the theaters, but then also like could create a market like off Broadway, the off Wilshire, where you can have like other theater. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be a shakeup, and it's from top to bottom all across, and just make people remember, like, they're going to the cinema, not just going to the movie. At least that's what I would have the Wilshire thing. It's like, you're going to the cinema. You're not going to a Marvel movie there. You're going to something that is gonna, like some of the movies on our list. Like, those are the types of things you want to see. And there's something that is like, wow, like, holy shit, I never saw that coming. Like The Matrix would have been something like that, where you just like mind blown when you walk in and you walk out.
Well, I was going to say that everything you described, and until right there when you get to the end where you say, a Marvel movie's not going to be in here or whatever, there already is something like that, but it's not viable because it's not everywhere where people have access to it.
Hold that thought, because I know what you're about to go into. Before you jump into that, I just want to announce a winner real quick. It's looking like Good Will Hunting is going to be the winner for the second poll. We're going to set up our third one coming up, just in case you were wondering, or it's your first time coming in here. We have knocked down our top 20 indie films. We're down to the final 8, and you all are going to be the ones that's going to vote. Since you all have haggled my man Rekkai regarding some of his lists, we're going to put that onus on you regarding who is going to make it to the final 4.
And
we're
just
on
to
round.
be clear, it's the same every week. Like, y'all still vote on this shit. Like, y'all wild. Like,
round 3, Parasite versus Do the Right Thing. Oh, I'm sorry, because I didn't tell you Good Will Hunting won the last one. Parasite versus Do the Right Thing. Now, this is the one that I'm really curious to see how this turns out. Do the right thing. I'm going to move this back to we're doing 10 minutes for this one, and for the final rounds, for the final four, we're going to do 5 minutes. So I'll put 10 more minutes on the clock. Set a timer for 10 minutes, and the poll is starting now. And this one's going to be error occurred. Why did an error occurred? Hold on. Sorry, everybody. Oh, I guess it's up. Okay, never mind.
There's already been 8 votes on it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, the timer is going. Okay, please finish your thought regarding different format of looking at movie theaters, okay?
Yeah, so there is a place called COSM. So COSM. And I know there's only like maybe 3 or 4 of those theaters, and they do exactly what you were talking about, the experience. And one of the experiences they have is The Matrix, and they just opened up a new experience, Harry Potter. But it's like being in the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the Sphere, I think like half of it, but when you're sitting in there, the movie comes up on the entire damn thing. All of like 3 damn near, 180 field of vision. And even though you're watching the movie as it was presented here, like what is that? Like that scene in The Matrix where Neo's like, we need guns, and then all the guns fly out and the things. Just imagine the entire, like the ceiling everywhere, just the racks of guns flying out and shit. Like it's almost a 4D experience with that, like 100. And they have said, I've seen the comments and some of the video, and it looks freaking amazing to watch those kind of movies there. Like even when I saw the ones recently about the Harry Potter one, and the one where they were trying to get the letter to Harry Potter to tell him he got into Hogwarts. Yeah. And the owls are everywhere and the letters are everywhere and shit. And like the whole damn theater is like, that shit looks crazy. Yeah. And it becomes an experience. Yeah. I can't imagine just, for me, a Marvel movie to have watched that damn scene in Endgame, you know what I'm saying? On your left,
and portals are opening everywhere.
That I would have lost my damn mind. I lost it in a regular theater to see some shit like that. I'd have probably like, Elizabeth is the big one. I'm coming to you. But again, that technology is, they can only afford to put that theater in a few places. I think like Dallas, LA, somewhere else. It's only in a few places. It's super expensive. They're doing it because they do sporting events there. Like people, if you can be in New York City to watch the NBA finals, you can watch it there. And they shoot with 8K cameras, and they shoot. The cameras are like sidelines. Like they're so damn close, you feel like you're in the game. Yeah. Like the way I felt seeing Avatar the first time in 3D. Like shit, I was on Pandora. I was touching flowers and shit. Like that kind of experience. Yeah, Vincent said there's one in Atlanta. So, there's like 4 of them around the country. Now, that's not something that's everywhere, but it's the experience you're talking about is absolutely.
There's so many ways that a movie is an experience too, even to nostalgia. I was at a backyard potluck brunch today talking with this older couple that they actually, one of their businesses is they go out to like more independent theaters and they set up, they sell them the projector, go out, set it up for Dolby, all that kind of stuff. And we were just talking about like the nostalgia factor of like back when it was filmed and how like as a kid, I didn't even realize why, but I liked to see a movie a few weeks after it came out because I actually preferred it when the film was a little more run out and it had like those dusts and scratches and just had a little more like character to it. I don't know. I liked that as a kid. And even like the lady was talking about the seats. She's like, yeah, the recliner seats are great, but she's like, I'm short. Like I like having my feet on the ground. And I don't know. There's so many different ways to experience these things. And I feel like what you get in a theater, no matter what, is the bigger screen. And then if they do the sound right, like you do get a different experience with the sound that you ever will even I feel like unless you got a ton of money and you're setting up your 7.1 like perfect in your room, there is a quality when you see a movie where their sound mixer knows what they're doing and knows to turn that into an experience that is all around you.
Yeah.
Like even when it's just a screen in front of you, like you get something. I want to say that Zoe Kravitz movie like did a great job of it. What was it? Blink Twice, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I like Blink
But
Twice.
it had these clicks, and I'm like in the theater going like, oh, okay,
That's
like
pretty dope.
I like this. This is why you come to a theater for a movie, is because they're doing those things. It's not just here coming at you. It's like you can do that with the sound around you.
Yeah,
So.
I think the two more recent ones that moved me, and I don't know of a home theater that can replicate Dune or Dune Tune. I don't know a theater that can do that. And F1. And then I know people like, well, it's just loud. I'm like, no, but it's not just loud. Especially with F1, the direction of where the cars are coming from, if it's on your left side or if it's on your right, and the way they can shape the sound, because they can shape sound also.
Yeah.
And the way it sounds when you're listening to the voice in the microphone that's in his helmets, it has a very distinct sound that stands out. And I'm like, the sound design, in order to make that happen, a lot of time went into that to make it sound like you're in a theater with a whole bunch of other people, but the way it sounds like you're wearing a helmet within your head, and the way it echoes. I don't know how they were able to do that. It's some weird audio type of magic, but I know I'm not going to get that replicated at home. It's just, it's just not going to happen.
Back when I was somebody, I had a room in my house that, 3 kids. That's very important.
I was wondering where you're going with this.
3 kids. So I had a room that's just dedicated to theater. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have a projector, but I had a huge, the biggest screen TV you got. I had a 9.2 system.
Okay.
Yeah, I was serious about my movies and stuff like that. Still, I mean, and it was good at the house. It was good. It doesn't have anything on the theater experience, because watching a movie in my house, even if I got my closest friends, family, people who love watch movies like I do, that has nothing to do with the feeling that I got at the theater for a movie that I can't stand. Being in the first run opening night, so that Thursday night opening night of, let's say, The Phantom Menace, first time Star Wars comes back, and all those bananas, like damn near everybody's a Jedi or Sith. They got the lightsabers, like this shit went crazy. To see the Duel of the Fates in the theater, like Maul fighting Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, shit was amazing. To be there during the Avengers, to be there, like I didn't go see it, but didn't you say, Syntell, didn't you watch Minecraft?
Yeah, the Minecraft experience was insane. It was wild. I'm not a Minecraft fan at all, but I can't deny that energy. The energy in that theater was electric. It was wild, and everybody was there for the sole purpose of enjoying this together as an audience. And the what did you say? The call and
call and response.
Yeah, the call and response that was going back and forth. I hadn't seen nothing like that.
Chicken jockey. Like,
probably since we watched the terrible movie together. It's the worst movie of all time. What's it called? When we came in, we were throwing spoons at the.
Oh
my gosh, Lisa, you're tearing me apart. I can't think of the name of it. The room. Yeah,
I only know that because of how many times you told me that shit is awful.
Yeah, it's probably one of the better movie experiences for probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's the energy of the room. That's what you're there for. You're all here together. We're all in this thing together, experiencing this thing and laughing and throwing spoons at the screen and all of that. Go ahead, Benny.
Did any of you guys go to the K-pop Demon Hunter when they released it with like the sing-along and all that?
No,
I didn't see the sing-along. I did watch it.
It was sold out. It was sold out.
It was
I've
crazy.
seen that movie so many damn times.
I am fascinated to know what that felt like, because talk about a movie that like jumped the shark. Like, Netflix saying they don't want to put things in theaters, yet they had a movie so popular they had to put it in theaters.
And it encouraged singing in the theater. Encouraged it. Like they were like, we're gonna lean into this and see
Hold
what
on.
that works.
Not only that, that movie was so big that it was already on streaming. It had already been out for a month or two. Then they put it in
Longer
theater
than
for
that.
a weekend and sold out every damn theater. It was like nuts. I've seen K-pop Demon Hunters like 100 damn times. Like my kids love that damn movie. I had one person I knew that had found tickets, got tickets and went, and they said they couldn't even verbalize the experience in there. Everybody's singing along, and I was like, damn it.
Commercial break. It's looking like Do the Right Thing is going to be our next winner. Go ahead and end that real quick. So we
I did not expect that.
I didn't either. I
did not expect
that in the bag.
I thought out of the ones that were there, like if Do the Right Thing had been against in this bottom bracket, it could have also been a 1 seed. That was probably my number 11 on my list.
Okay, so round 4 is going to be City of God. This is going to be versus
Everything Everywhere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So wait, we got Boys in the Hood, Do the Right Thing, and Good Will Hunting so far? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so 1 seeds. This is
we
chalk.
just had our
that's right. Yeah, Parasite. Yeah, we had
so Boys in the Hood one, Good Will Hunting one, and Do the Right Thing one. This now is round 4, and then after this we're going to go to the lightning round. We're not going to do 10-minute breaks. We're going to do 5-minute breaks. City of God versus Everything.
Interesting.
So let's talk about this real quick while we're doing it. Any shockers right now? Any disappointments now?
Not really a disappointment, but I'm actually a little bit shocked that Do the Right Thing beat out Parasite. I would have to make this caveat though.
Okay.
I think it would be simply because really more people and maybe of our viewing audience have seen Do the Right Thing over Parasite. Like
I can see that.
I know Parasite's an Oscar nominee, Oscar winner. It doesn't mean that a lot of people have seen it. It is a fantastic movie.
In the spirit though of like greatest indie film, like Do the Right Thing opened a lot of doors and did things. Parasite was a director that had a lot of, he did a lot of movies. This was not like the first thing he was doing. He had a lot of experience behind him. Do the Right Thing was young, great actors, a young, great director, and doing something in a way that, like, in a New York kind of way, like, pulled off some Kurosawa stuff.
Yeah.
Did that with, like, color and the heat and things like that. Like, was doing, kind of went off not the rails, like, obviously was totally on the rails, but did things. So I could see why people might in this.
I mean, Do the Right Thing is 20 plus years before Parasite. And not only that, the Do the Right Thing has a good story and strong acting, and then a quirky director with his own visual feel. Where to me, Parasite is well acted, but it's really the story that pushed that over for me. It's like a story I hadn't really seen before, and it was well done, well acted. And I was like, shit, this is interesting as hell. This particular type of story. It didn't have all of the things that Do the Right Thing had going for it. So I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, it birthed an entire generation of filmmakers. Like when you talk about impact. Don't get me wrong, and I love Parasite. Parasite is great. I'm not sure. It's yet to be told if Parasite has had that type of impact to birth a new generation of filmmakers that's still being written. But you can see, like I said, Coogler is one of my favorite directors of all time. And Coogler has said on many accounts that Spike is, because Spike existed is the reason why I'm even where I'm at. Impact has such a huge plays such a huge role. Give a huge shout out to Frank, who said, hey, for y'all in the chat, you need to watch Parasite. And I agree with that. I co-sign with that. Parasite is a brilliant, brave, fascinating, funny, scary social commentary. It wraps everything They do some bold things with it. I feel bad that it had to go against Do the Right Thing. That's the AI gods that set that up. But like Benny said, I can fully understand why. Hold on. Hold on, we got one more. Hey! We're gonna let this go for the Knicks. Just in case y'all didn't know, the Knicks won and Donnie is in the building. You know, he's a huge Knicks fan.
He is a New Yorker.
He is a New Yorker.
And the Knicks did the right thing.
Yeah, you know what time it is. Do the right thing to celebrate your NBA champs, the Knicks. Hey, man, please be safe out there.
Can you believe 53 years since they won the championship? 53 years.
My goodness. Hey, listen, Donnie, make you feel it better. Even though I was live and here and paying attention, I had the game playing on the other screen. I was glancing from time to time. just so I can make sure I can like halfway kind of like see the moment. It's big. History is being made in the NBA.
Yeah.
Thank you, man, for the generous super chat. I really do appreciate it. I cannot wait to chop it up with you and see how you feeling, man. Please be safe out there because I know it is a full-blown party going on. Donnie's also a huge Spike Lee fan, so you already knew he was going to say what's up with Do the Right Thing. It all came down together.
Frank is saying that Parasite was one of the first foreign movies to make as much of a wave as a Western film in the Western Hemisphere, which is maybe why it became such a big thing.
Because it won Best Picture.
Yes, it did.
As a foreign film.
Yes, it did. I still think, for me, I think yes, in the modern age, I don't think anybody beats Kurosawa for impact, as a filmmaker, as an Asian filmmaker. He shaped an entire genre. Even still, his impact is still being felt today. I still think we're a little prisoner in the moment when it comes to Parasite. Is it being the greatest movie to come out of Asia per se? But for me, for my vote, my personal taste, I don't think anything comes close to Kurosawa. But that's just me.
Yeah. There's too much consistency out of Kurosawa with just amazing filmmaking.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm just saying, I'm even about to say something that's a little blasphemous. I think John Woo's got more impact than Parasite. Just because I know it's blasphemous. That's what I'm saying. It's a hot take. Just because of what he was able to do with gunplay, action sequences. I mean, nobody ever looks at Dubs the same. I mean, I'm talking about impact. Parasite's impact is still being written. I think it's still a little too soon to see the impact that it has. I'm not taking anything away from it, but I do think there's others behind it that have had a larger impact than Parasite. It won the biggest award, but I don't think it's necessary that qualifies it to be the greatest movie that's come out of Asia.
I mean, where do you? I'm curious, like, what you guys would think though then about stepping away from like filmmakers, but then putting in like Jet Li and Jackie Chan, and the types of things that they did and stepped in, and like those movies, like especially Jet Li, some of the beauty in the movies that because he was in them came to the States, and you watch, what Hero and
yeah. I mean, there's a lot. Like, I mean, and no disrespect to Ang Lee, I want to make sure I throw his name out there as well. But when you're talking to me, I think the greatest action star of all time is Jackie Chan. I think he's the greatest action star of all time. And then there's some other folks that kind of come behind him. You're talking about impact and changing the game. Bruce Lee, as far as impact to Western audiences, is hard. It's hard to dismiss. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Wu Ping and how he changed fight choreography. Like there's individuals in there that you can't deny their impact. But we also have to keep in mind that we're looking at this from Western eyes.
Yeah.
Because first off, Asia is a big fucking continent. It's huge, massive, and there's more to Asia than just what we're seeing in South Pacific, South Korean, Japanese, Chinese. There's a whole country called India that is kicking
Bollywood
ass and taking names. And yes, it is a part of Asia.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I'll say something, but there are so many other instances for those that love film and love cinema that could beat anything that I throw out, because it's tens of thousands and thousands of movies that has come out of the continent of Asia.
Mm-hmm.
But from a Western standpoint, well, everything that we've just said, I think has had a huge impact to Western audiences.
Yeah.
It's funny. It seems like we don't even recognize things unless they've had some sort of impact on us, because, we just got through doing the reactions for Durandor.
That's so good. Oh,
part 1 and part 2, Indian Bollywood movies, I guess. I don't know. I always think of Bollywood with, because they have, a dance break, a song, break out at any damn time. But these two movies weren't that.
No.
They were, actions, balls to the wall, like all gas, no brakes, and they were fantastic.
Yeah.
But if you think about India and China, I mean, you're talking about two countries with over 1 billion people. Like, each country has 3 times the amount of people that the United States have.
Yeah.
The biggest, is it bigger than whatever, Titanic or Endgame, Neja 2?
Oh yeah, Naja too. Yeah, Naja, yeah. It's the biggest movie in the world, right?
Yeah,
like,
but you ask people over here, and they're like, "Nah, I don't even know what that is. I never heard of it." And it's an animated damn movie, and it's the biggest movie in world history, but it's not recognized over here. Besides, except for cinephiles, people who know.
Yeah. Okay, we we are hit the 10-minute mark. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
Goodness. All right, let me see. I can't see who's won because my voting thing is doing some weird stuff. It's looking like, wow, City of God pulled that off. I'm shocked. Okay. All right.
I don't think I am. I think I'm getting a feel for what people are liking.
Okay.
I think these make sense, actually.
Okay.
Now it's going to get interesting.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, because it's Boyz in the Hood versus Good Will Hunting. Is that really how this is going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a final right there.
Clash for you right there.
Do the Right Thing versus City of God. Okay, all right.
Do the Right Thing versus City of God. Wow, what does that say? Was when you look at that, Rekkai, does it say anything to you? Boyz in the Hood versus Good Will Hunting and Do the Right Thing versus City.
Honestly, impact.
Cultural impact.
And then also you talk about movies that were commercially more available, more viable commercial movies. I mean,
I think
Good Will Hunting was not a small movie. That was a huge damn movie. Boyz in the Hood was a huge damn movie. You put it up against Napoleon Dynamite, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Of course, those two are going down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now you put up 2 huge movies against each other, and this is damn near, that right there is a battle of demographics.
Mm-hmm.
So this leads me to believe, okay, so we're talking about like what's readily available to kind of like mainstream people, right? Hold on, give me 1 second. Hold that thought. Pulling this up right now. Semifinals. First off, thank you all for hanging out with us as this fun little break. I definitely jacked this up a little bit. We're gonna work with it anyways. There we go. So our final is Boys in the Hood versus Goodwill Hunting. Do the Right Thing versus City of God. And one of the things that kind of sticks out for me, and where I think the Oscars kind of get wrong, is availability. Sometimes I believe the Oscars can have what technically and visually and oftentimes socially, these films that are considered incredible, but to the masses, most folks are like, what the hell is that? You know, but why do I care about this weird random obscure film from Finland that 12 people have seen? You know, and it'll get lauded with all of these awards, and that's not to take away anything from that film, but the masses, you know, it's just like that may not necessarily move me. I might not connect with it. Whereas we saw here Goodwill Hunting, it's a story about, you know, a lower class young man who's gifted, who's trying to, you know, better himself and be a better human being through the tutelage of Robin Williams. Boys in the Hood. What does it mean to live in a neighborhood that's dangerous, that doesn't give you a lot of options, and you're trying to become a man? You know, those two things by themselves connect to a large chunk of people. Do the Right Thing, the same thing. City of God, same thing, but internationally speaking. Whereas Parasite is an interesting social commentary that a lot of people have seen. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Not everybody's going to get that. You know, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I think it's a beautiful film, but it's a little heavy. It could be a little heavy-handed on the artistry. Napoleon Dynamite, well, that's a little bit more for. I mean, I think that was like one of the very movies that kind of like made it to the big screen. So that doesn't really fall into that category, but there is big differences between the ones that won and the ones that didn't. And I do think availability and cultural relevance plays a big part to it. That's my little 2 cents.
Yeah. I do agree with the cultural relevance. You know, Napoleon Dynamite was the only one that's technically a comedy that was even on this list that even made it.
Yeah, technically. I mean, everywhere all at once is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's
yeah, but you're right. Yeah, technically right. Let me set up this section now. We're gonna do a little bit of a lightning round because we are already 2 hours and 30 minutes into this conversation. not that I'm not having a good time, but it is getting closer to wrap this bad boy up. This is going to be 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and do Boys in the Hood versus Goodwill Hunting. Also, let us know if you have any questions for Ben Tedesco. We have a real director here, everybody. If you had any questions, somebody that has been in the business, that is a working director, been in the business, who has had to hustle to sell films, has worked on larger projects, has been behind everything from being a production assistant to being a working director. Take this opportunity to ask him whatever it is that could be on your mind. I'm setting this poll up real quick. Give me a moment. It's my thing is missing. Rekai, could you take over? I might be kind of quiet for like a hot second.
Yeah.
I know what he's doing. He's turning on the soccer game.
You bastard!
He's like, I want to know what D is doing.
He said, "They'll never know. They'll never know.
They'll never know."
Like, is that a Ronaldo jersey back there? We see your ass.
My gosh.
I don't even know who's playing tonight. I just know I was glad Mexico won. I was glad USA won last night.
Yeah, the other half of Group D, I think, started 30 minutes ago. But
okay.
Ooh, Boondock Saints, somebody just dropped. Good one.
That is amazing.
That is.
But
and now I know in the comments too, they keep dropping. There will be blood. Yeah, but there will be blood.
Okay.
No, that was put out. It was a Miramax film, but it was put out by Paramount Vantage. So I don't know why it would be considered an indie.
Probably has
some and actually, I only said that because I went and looked it up because I was like, damn, There Will Be Blood was an indie film. I mean, it has the feel that it could have been an indie film, but I don't think it was an indie film at all. So
yeah.
All right. Hopefully, let me see if this poll is up. I think it is. I think it's up. Yeah, it is up. All right, there we go.
Boys in the Hood versus Goodwill Hunting.
This is Boys in the Hood versus Goodwill Hunting. I'm gonna do 5 minutes.
Okay.
Got a 5-minute timer. Just because
I'm glad we're not voting on this part.
Yeah. The U.S. American managing to ruin the World Cup. I can't lie to the U.S. is putting belt to ass though. I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't see what I saw. It was handily putting out the ass.
Who got US last night?
Yeah, Team US last night.
Yeah,
was
but
giving people
US
the business.
Yeah, but that's because they can get through Group D. Like, you know, that
I didn't count on them getting out of their group because that's just not what we do. Soccer's not our thing.
No,
That's just not what it is.
They always get close or get out of the group and then lose in the next round. That's America's always at least there, but that's about it. We can't get any further than that.
Let me see, boys.
Shit, that's why they try to restrict the passports and everything, and visas for everybody in the world and shit. Can they beat us? Don't let none of them in.
Wait, are you saying our government's trying to cheat?
What?
Hell yes. Hell yes.
That doesn't sound like something we would do. What?
You mean not the orange guy who's going to have a UFC fight on the lawn tomorrow? That bullshit. Like, oh, he would never.
I wonder if Oliver Stone's got one more movie in him. He can just start writing it now based off all this shit.
He said, I don't do tragic comedies.
Ain't nothing funny about this. Let me see. So who you think is gonna pull this one out regarding Boyz in the Hood versus Good Will Hunting, and why do you think it's going to pull it out?
If I were to guess, I would say it's probably going to go the way of Boyz in the Hood.
Okay.
Just cultural or demographic vote. Even though I think personally, Good Will Hunting should win.
Yeah, same.
I listen, and I know God, I'm about to get me for this. I think Good Will Hunting is a better movie.
It is.
It is.
I know. I'm not supposed to say that, but I do. I do think Good Will Hunting is a better movie. But that's not to take anything away from the impact the Boyz in the Hood has. It's just we're getting to we're in the semifinals now. So.
There is a reason we all upvoted both of these. There is a reason. So
we'll see.
We'll
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, speaking demographically, our particular audience, what did they have more access to? What did they resonate with? And honestly, I think more of them resonate with Boyz in the Hood, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's good. It's a great movie. Yeah.
Just like speculating. On the other side, Do the Right Thing is probably going to whoop City God's ass.
Probably.
That was going to be my next question. Who do you think is going to win the whole thing overall? And I'm not going to lie. I do think it's probably going to be Do the Right Thing.
I think so too. I think your audience is going to.
Yeah. That's interesting. That is interesting. I'll probably put a poll up just on the channel in general, because right now this is based off of who's here on our live streams. And I'm so grateful for y'all being here. Thank you. But I am curious if I do put a general live stream just on these four, who win just in general.
At least Frank is still on my side. And I like to see that. I like to see these not.
You want to recap? I'm gonna lay where's all overall.
I think this is interesting right here, and maybe this speaks to what we were talking about, where Dominica said she's just more emotionally invested in Boyz in the Hood.
Yeah, totally understand that. I totally do. Look, here's the thing: had I not had the life experiences on what it takes to make a film and all the steps and all of that, and not looked behind the curtain to the process, it has changed how I've seen film a little bit. And sometimes that can override my cultural attachment. Because there are things that I'm emotionally connected to, and I'm like, this thing made me feel such a way, and it is that. But then there's, because I've seen what it takes to build this thing, to build this product, it's like I can't deny what I've seen. I can't deny the effort in order it takes to make these things. I can't deny what conceptually is a good script, and sometimes it can cause an interesting conflict.
All right, I think we just hit time on
Oh, dang, that was it. That was a quick 5 minutes. Shoot. Let's see. Let me close this poll. Where is the poll?
There's an interesting Matt Damon. I can't remember which podcast he was on. It might have been like Bill Simmons or something, but he talks a lot about like the early days of him and Ben and Casey in the industry and how they lived together. And it was like the reason they made it was because they pulled together. It was like whoever was working was paying the rent, buying the food, and it was like, you know, this guy was this whatever, and they had this joke, if I remember right, and it was like they called it like going full whammy. And it was like going so far, you know, you're like kind of losing it with the character. And in Good Will Hunting, there was a point where Casey like looked at Ben and Matt and was like, I'm going full whammy with this. And they're like, oh shit, he's going full whammy. And he did, you know, this kind of where he's this crazy sort of character. But I love the fact of seeing like three people that didn't let the industry get in their way of like, we're doing it together. We're not doing it just, you know, one. And I guess I respect that they made it where they are, and you know, they are all talented, which is good too, but they wouldn't have got there, I think, if they would have been trying to do it on their own. Like, it just sounds like would have had to move home or whatever. Because God, I've been here long enough. I've been here long enough to see people move to LA, move away, move back again, move home again, and I'm waiting for somebody to move back a third time. So yeah, and I'm not even a lifer here. So just 21 years.
Damn.
So in case you're wondering, Boyz in the Hood pulled it off. It did beat Good Will Hunting. We're about to start our.
What are the stats on that?
Good Will Hunting pulled it off with 54%. Excuse me. Okay. Boyz in the Hood. Excuse me. Boyz in the Hood pulled it off for the victory with 54%.
54%. Okay, it was close.
It was close. It was
that's
a race. Good Will Hunting with 46. We're about to start the semifinals number 2. This is Do the Right Thing versus City of God, and we are off to the races. Oh, thank you for updating that.
No problem.
Let's see. Who do you? I'm thinking Do the Right Thing is going to pull it off. I think Do the Right Thing is going to pull the whole thing off, just in general.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a little bit harder to pull for me because as much as I love Do the Right Thing, as much as it was a trailblazer, as much as it did, I think I was still personally, being somebody who's from Inglewood, Boyz in the Hood is my movie that spoke to my generation. Like, you know, I'm more NWA than Public Enemy. Just, you know, and again, I'm a California cat, so a California movie versus a New York movie. That's
it is East versus West. I guess we'll see where your divide line is, if that's how it goes. We could, you know, maybe City of God pulls, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Let's have a little fun real quick. If you all have your top 10, if either of you have your top 10 of available, give me your top 3, your personal top 3. Just take a moment. Yeah, just out of the 20.
Mine were Eternal Sunshine, Good Will Hunting, Anomaly.
Dang, you pulled that up quick.
Well, I have the list in front of me. I put them in order.
Oh, you put them in order too?
I had them in order. Because I was cutting and pasting and moving around like, I don't know. Like, yeah.
Yeah, see, mine is City of God, Good Will Hunting, Do the Right Thing. I mean, not Do the Right Thing. That's 4th. Boyz in the Hood.
Boyz in the Hood.
Let me see. Let me look real quick. Mine, my number 1 would be Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think it's damn near flawless. City of God and then Do the Right Thing. That'd probably be my 3.
Interesting.
20. I just had to put that together real quick. I had to go to my final 10. I was like, wait a second. But all like, okay. Yeah.
So we can see the East Coaster over there in Syntell. And then those of us West Coasters.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. All right. Real quick. Fight for your list real quick. Why is your number 1 your number 1?
Oh man, go for it.
one of my personal favorite movies, of course not on this list, is Menace to Society. And I love Menace to Society more than Boyz n the Hood because I knew an O-Dog. Hell, I could have been O-Dog. Like, he was America's nightmare. And that movie resonated with me more than Boyz n the Hood.
Okay.
City of God was the same movie, but in the favelas of Rio. And that was a shocking revelation to me. I didn't know that they were getting down like that in other countries, in other parts of the world. And I was like, so you mean I could talk to a Brazilian dude now? We could have similar stories, you know? A lot of people think that California, for some reason, they think everybody's at Santa Monica and shit on the beach, you know, whatever. And it's not like that at all. But when we think of Brazil, that's what we think of. We think of, you know, Casablanca and all, you know, all these beautiful places. That's not the favelas, you know.
Yeah.
So that was an eye-opening movie, and the way he shot it, I just thought was a beautiful story. The way he linked the stories together and how they were done, that was that one for me.
Benny, what's your number one?
Mine was Eternal Sunshine. I love this movie because of the oddity to it, because it fits my brain. It does. My brain does some weird things. It thinks a little bit like that movie in a lot of ways. I'm a very emotional person. That's just me. And I think I see the struggle in those two characters and their battle in a relationship of like ruining it. And they don't mean to be ruining it. They don't mean to be hurting somebody they love. But for me, for a long time before, I'll just be honest, like, you know, dealing with like depression and things like that, before I started going to therapy, like that was me in relationships. I was ruining them from the inside and hurting somebody that I cared about and didn't like it. And in that would hurt myself. Like I would then blame myself and I'd get lost in my head and tell myself these like awful things. So there's this like resonance to it of giving me a visualization of almost a way in a way that my mind works. So I really feel for it in that way. And I do, like I said, I was kind of an emo kid. So like you get something that makes me feel really those rough emotions. I think because when I was a kid, I tried to ignore them so much or just sat in them that for me, that movie, it just resonates. It resonates a lot. So it's one I still watch pretty often. I watch Good Will Hunting probably more, but as far as one that I just feel like there's a huge emotional attachment to, on the list that you gave, like that was the one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for those answers. I think the poll is about done. Oh yeah, with a resounding W. It's looking like sorry, Do the Right Thing is going to be the winner. Let me put this in the thing. And then this will be our final one. Thank you all for being patient as we get down to the final. Give me 1 second.
You know, Syntell, just whenever you get a chance, write that down on the list too. I need to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Hey man, we could do it for the channel.
Yeah, let's do that. And I cannot promise that my eyes will not sweat. So, but yeah, I need to watch that. Now that I'm in a space, it's probably gonna take me right back to that space. I'm be a weepy little bitch online. So yeah, let's
watch place that. You got to be sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I'm with it. We'll do that. We'll do that pretty soon. So I'll put that out there. So
all right, so I got an interesting question because I feel like maybe if you were to take this final to Spike Lee, I think he might pick Boyz n the Hood.
You think so?
I think he's a filmmaker who celebrates his other filmmakers.
Even though he himself is the impetus to all of it moving.
I think so, only because there was a story. I don't know if you guys have heard the story about like when he was sitting next to Coogler and saw Sinners and just like
Yeah, lost
exploded,
his shit. Yeah.
lost his shit. I do
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
as much as he probably loves his own movies, I don't know, something about him and maybe I'm wrong. Some about him seems like somebody who would see the movie that came after and see the impact, and was a different story than what he was telling. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. I think if you're a true fan of film, you're just honest because because you're amongst your peers. So if he's sitting in a room with other directors, I can only imagine because Spike's pretty blunt.
Yeah.
I could see him being like, yeah, I did it. I don't know. I also think Spike is blunt enough to be like, I'm the reason why maybe you all are catching the type of vibes that you think you are. Oh, I think I put the wrong one up. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And I think Spike is also proud enough to be like, to be like, no, I like me. I like me. You have to have that level of confidence in order to do and accomplish what he accomplished at the time that he did it. You got to beat your chest loud and be like, I am him. I can do this thing. So that would probably be my only little bit of pushback. But I certainly think he would acknowledge other directors. I wouldn't have, if you would have asked me before this thing started, it would be the final Boyz in the Hood and Do the Right Thing. I would not have expected that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's here.
Yeah.
Hey, happy the culture showed up. That's what I'm talking about. But I would have thought it. This is a pleasant surprise.
So then let me ask that. So what do you think of the 20 films? Honestly, what do you think would have made it to the end?
Just because of popularity alone, I thought Good Will Hunting probably would have made it a little bit further. Just because of popularity, not necessarily that is necessarily the best film on the list, but if you're like, put your money on who do you think is gonna come up tops, I probably would have gambled it more on that. And honestly, and I'm really surprised. I really thought Pulp Fiction would have at least made it to the semis. And it didn't even make it at all. That's probably more surprising than anything else, because as far as popularity goes, I don't think there's anything else on this list that's more popular.
Than which one?
Pulp Fiction.
Than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, actually,
I don't think there's anything more popular.
Yeah, no,
here.
I would have thought it was going to be Good Will Hunting versus Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
When we started this, I really thought that's where.
Yeah, I probably would have said Boyz in the Hood versus Pulp Fiction.
Okay. I mean, hey, but that's the thing, man. You never know until you do a vote. you can have just like the algorithm. You can think whatever you want. The algorithm, you're like, nah, that's not how it's going. I'm gonna show your stuff to 80-year-old ladies in nursing homes in Alabama. You'd be like, what? That's not even my demographic. You don't know until you vote. So we got our finals right here.
And also, right? before we move on, did you see we had a Vincent Moore dropped a? Yeah.
I didn't even see the super chat. Sorry, I got a lot of irons in the fire. Hey! Thank you, Vincent Moore, 536. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. We really do appreciate it, especially this late in the game. Thank you for hanging out for as long as you did. I say, fun fact: this was the first year Kenny, Ernie, Shaq, and Charles did their first NBA Finals together. Oh, I didn't know that. And their first year on ESPN. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
never figured that. Okay,
it's actually pretty cool.
I just assumed they had always kind of been there. I guess not. Okay.
No, because the finals was always on a different the NBA.
They were over at TNT.
Yeah, that's why.
But then TNT didn't have the finals. They just had.
Yeah, and that's why they've never been on the finals together like that before.
Interesting.
Learn something new. All right, so everybody, let me get this. Thank you so much, Vincent. And who are you rooting for? Were you Spurs or were you Knicks? Benny, did you have a dog in the fight in this NBA fight?
And I don't have time to watch sports anymore. I can barely keep up on the movies and shows and stuff I need to be watching.
Listen.
pretty much after our fantasy league died, like my sport watching pretty much died. So
You know something we haven't asked you?
Mm.
Someone that is knee deep in cinema. Do you
Okay.
enjoy TV, and what are you watching?
I do enjoy TV. I just binged The Burrows just for fun.
I heard it's good.
It's
Like it's
it's fun. Fun is a good word. No, I think Alfred Molina was great, and Gina Davis coming back and having a fun little role. Like, I will say, like, people are gonna watch the opening scene and be like, "Oh my God, it's a horror like series." The scariest scene is the opening scene, and then I don't know, kind of turns into this like kind of creepy Pleasantville after that. And I enjoyed it. What else am I watching? Ooh, Your Friends and Neighbors.
I liked the first 5-6 episodes of the first season. They kind of lost me after that. But those first 5 or 6 neighbors episodes are pretty good. Go ahead, finish your thought.
I mean,
yes, the final poll is up.
I will say, I don't know, this probably doesn't count, but like, I like to cook, so I do watch Top Chef. So I watched the finale this week.
Okay.
That's like the only sort of anything that's not like narrative that I really watch.
Okay.
God, I don't know. I know there's a list of things. Like I want to watch that Lord of the Flies series on Netflix. Curious about it. I don't know if you guys have started that or planning to watch it.
I am gonna watch it eventually. I just haven't started it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, what else is out right now?
Let's change a little bit. Let's change gears again. Did you watch any of X-Men? Because I know 97 season 2 is coming out in like a couple more weeks.
You know, I didn't, which is weird because I used to love that, the one from the 90s.
Yeah.
And I feel like I tried starting it. You know what I did get way into again, and I rewatched the whole thing. I started this last season of Invincible. Watched like 3 or 4 episodes and was like, you know what? I'm just going all the way back to 1 and
ran it back from the front
thing all the way through and watched up to the current because I love Invincible.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like an itch to restart Rick and Morty again. Like there are some things that they feed my like inner nerd. And I just need them, so I'll rewatch them.
I need to watch that. I've never seen Rick and Morty, so.
Oh, Rick and Morty is great.
Never seen a single episode.
I was introduced to Rick and Morty before Doctor Who, so I thought Rick and Morty was more based off of Doc Brown and Marty McFly, which there's some very strong. But after watching Doctor Who, I realized I was like, oh, this is way more Doctor Who than it is.
Really?
Than it
I've
is
never seen Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who's incredible. It's really good, especially if you like Rick and Morty, you'll like Doctor Who. It's just it's a more tame version of Rick and Morty, a lot more subdued, but it's the root. It's the roots of all of it. Yeah,
Rick and Morty always has an episode every season that makes me cry. Like,
shit.
Yeah,
damn.
Yeah, they'll sneak one in. Where they'll flip the table. I remember, I think we were watching together around this time when we watched the first season, and then when Morty digs up the bodies in the backyard, and that first season, and then it's like, oh my gosh, there's layers to this. It's like, oh, we just opened up a whole new, like, it just blew our minds that they went from just straight, dick and fart jokes to actually having like a layer of depth that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate Rick and Morty for that.
You know what keeps popping up in front of me, and I need to just sit down one of these nights and watch it, is go back and Sneakers. Do you remember that movie?
The movie.
Yeah,
the movie.
Robert Redford.
Yeah.
Showing up. It keeps showing up in different like streamings and platforms and whatever, and I'm like, God, I really want to rewatch that.
Yeah. Wasn't that I don't think I've ever seen it. Weren't they like burglars?
Early 90s.
Shit.
Yeah, they're like burglars.
Late 80s. Yeah.
I think it's early 90s, but I don't remember.
Yeah, 92.
Yeah.
I
remember liking it as a kid, and it keeps popping up. So it's one that I need to sit down and rewatch because it's just like a great unexpected cast that they threw together.
Yeah, I mean Robert Redford and Sidney Poitier, that's a wild combination.
But
And
also
Dan Aykroyd
River
as well.
Phoenix and Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd, but then Ben Kingsley, I think, is the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a cast.
It is. Talk about a big swing.
Mm-hmm.
In case you're wondering, IMDb has it listed as a 7.1 with over 67,000 votes. So it's a quiet banger. I think we are getting close. Let me see. Vote if you haven't. Thank you all for taking the time. This stream went a little bit longer than I thought. We were trying our best to cut it as soon as possible. Not because we don't want to hang out with y'all, it's just because it's late.
Listen, you ain't gotta tell me.
It's just late.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning out here. So yes.
It won't let me look at it until I vote. So let me vote. Dang. It's we're getting close to the end. Yeah, so it's looking like 6 minutes ago. Yeah, so the polls are closed. It's looking like Boyz in the Hood is our big winner. Who's the big winner? Boyz in the Hood is the winner. Never saw that coming. Rekkai, brother, how you feeling about Boyz in the Hood taking the throne?
Vindicated. I feel good. You know, the Knicks won the championship, but damn it, we can take this one. So
okay.
I don't know. Like I said, it had more resonance with me. I'm a West Coast kid. You know, even though I was a military brat, my heart is always in the West, and it just Boyz in the Hood was a little bit closer to my heart than as much as I love Do the Right Thing. Boyz in the Hood was a little bit closer to my heart. So
okay.
I think what's great about it is it's a first time like writer-director movie. We picked an indie list and a bracket and a movie that was a first timer. So it's like truly, you know, about as indie as you can get.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I think for me, the source is always gonna be a little bit more goated and Do the Right Thing. Boyz in the Hood stands on the shoulders of Do the Right Thing for me. Personally. That doesn't take anything away from it because I enjoy Boyz in the Hood. It's a legendary movie. It's arguably one of the greatest Black movies for the culture ever made for a reason. It's the reason why it was lauded with awards and Oscar nominations and all of that. I'm not mad at it. I'm just happily surprised. You know, I'm still just like, wow, okay, the culture showed up. That's wild. Thank you.
It's a good list all around. So.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all enjoying the list. I hope it was eclectic enough and known enough. Because let me tell you, when it comes to indies, there are a lot of indies that you may not have heard of. There's a lot. There's way more than you probably haven't heard of than the ones that you're more familiar with. Geeky Andre said, I grew up in Chicago. I knew areas and people like the characters in Boyz in the Hood. It was too real for me. Yeah. Get that. I hear that. All right. Well, we're getting ready to wind this bad boy down. Rick, I'm gonna start with you, man. You got any final thoughts before we get up out this bad boy?
As much as I love this, listen, thank you so much for taking this burden off of my back this week. I don't feel that you gave the proper disclaimer.
What? I did. I gave a good one. Y'all are the ones that's going to be doing the voting.
No, because listen, that's that third party validation. I say that shit every week and nobody hears me. That's like, yes.
Hey, they be put up your little torches for you.
Yeah, they come for me. Put up your little corrupt list that you voted on, Rekkai. I was like, I didn't vote for this shit. I said, there's movies on here I haven't even seen. What are you talking about? But okay. But thank you for doing this week. This was great. But as great as that was, the real joy of the last 3 hours that we've been talking is getting to meet you, Ben, and having this great conversation about film. You know, I get to do this all the time with Syntell, and we get to talk about it, but to have it from a different angle and a working director, I think this was grand. Thank you so much.
I'll do it again if you guys want. So that was fun. I love talking this stuff. I mean, Syntell can tell you, we used to just turn on movies and just analyze them for hours.
Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say if you all are wondering like where the root of the love came from, because I've loved film since forever, but it's one of those things when you meet somebody else that has a passion that matches yours, exceeds yours, and to sit down and just have that kind of access to just chop it up and tear it apart and build it back up and come up with random ideas that can spark new ideas off of it. It's Benny, you are a huge foundation for that, and having thought and being able to pull these things apart. So to have you on the channel is an absolute joy. You got any closing thoughts that you want to say to the people, or just whatever's on your mind?
Oh, no, this was fun. I think I enjoyed more watching the voting. I liked our picks. I do, it was fun to see what we did, but I feel like I got to know your audience a little bit, seeing what they were voting for. I'm almost curious if we had done it a different way and had them whittle it down to like what that would have done. So yeah.
All right, hold on for a second. Hold on, Frank. Let me just say, let me see. I hope you like. Hey, thank you, Frank, for the generous super chat. Who let you out of your hole, Frank? No, I'm just kidding. Said I hope you like my joke. Where's the joke, Doc?
Hold on, because he had posted this. So, instead of coming at
up
y'all with knives, I hope this joke is good enough. But I didn't see.
What? Yeah, knives out. What? Hold on a second. I see. Doctor, there's plenty of tearjerker moments. What
Oh wait,
else
hold on.
Is it all the way back up?
I think this is it.
It's this one. Is
I
it this
think
one
it's
he's talking
this
about?
shit here.
God
damn it, Frank. God damn it, Frank. You just couldn't let it go. It's
it's on the poll. Was Emily robbed for not making the polls? Yes, and then yes, but in caps. See, that's who let you out the hole?
Frank. Damn, Frank. Man,
I appreciate that.
Frank is excellent. Ben, please tell everyone how they can get in touch with you and where they can see your work that you've done and keep up with you so they know what you got coming up.
All right. Yeah, you can reach out to me. I have a love-hate with social media because, dealing with, like I said, I'm an emotional person. So, but I did reactivate my Ben_Tedesco Instagram. But if you go to my website and you just hit contact, like that comes straight to me. You can see some of the work there. You can check out my lockdown feature on Tubi and a couple other places. And then the things that are coming next. Like I said, we're kind of in the fundraising phase. We're kind of picking where we're going to shoot and all that. I'm always willing to talk about it. So if you guys want to talk about it at some point more, we can. If people have questions, I can share the deck, give you an idea what it is. So yeah, just reach out. Happy to respond and give any advice that I can. I try to, but this industry is crazy. But I do think it's spreading though. Like I know you were saying like Kentucky doesn't have much yet, but I work a bit of my commercial stuff in Dallas, and there's great crews there now, which I think 10 years ago, maybe not quite the case. Good people, but they're becoming, the more they work, the better they get. And I think that's happening in a lot of places. So just find the other filmmakers. If you want to make stuff, find the other people, and trial and error is really what it comes down to.
And I think that we seriously have that here. I think more so it's that I'm out of the loop, and that's not something that while my heart is with that and I would really love to make movies, that's not something I'm actively pursuing. So I think if I were, I would be able to find the people that are doing it here.
It's hard. Even when you're surrounded by people, making movies is, if it was easy, I'd have 50 of them done by now. But even making a short can be climbing Kilimanjaro sometimes. It's like, what? The amount of times I've set up a short and the night before, like losing one of my main actors has happened almost every time. I'm like,
oh shit.
What am I gonna do? The behind the scenes, the stories of how something gets made is almost ridiculous. Like, go watch the movies that made us. That gives you like the big budget versions of what can happen. But you watch some of the, if you heard some of the stories of just a couple things I've made, you'd be like, how did you do it? Or like, how did your crew not kill you? Like, or how did they not die? Like, yeah, I did a short and it got down to -55. So like, you just never know where you're walking into. There's always things you will never expect. So the biggest part of filmmaking is being adaptable and kind of using what gets thrown at you somehow in your favor if you can. And generally that's when you get something extra special, because you turn something that was you'd never expect, that you would think is going to derail and ruin the whole thing, and it's about flipping it around and actually using his momentum forward. So there's always stories like that. Like, you could talk to almost any filmmaker and they'll tell you one from their shoot. Like, whatever you end up seeing on the screen, the story behind it is 100 times more insane. I mean, that's why the Apocalypse Now documentary of the behind the scenes, people are like, that can't be real, but it's like, yep, that happens almost every time. So
you said something earlier that I am super interested in, and I don't know how to deal with it. You said shooting a movie is 3 different things. What's the script? Yeah, yes. What's in the script, what's actually shot, and then how it's edited. And I just, as much as I want to make a movie, I don't know how to deal right now. I don't know how to deal without being the person in each one of those places, because I don't know how. If I wrote this script and I'm like, God, I think this story is amazing, and then I give it to somebody else and they direct it, I'm like, what the hell is happening? Or somebody edits and I'm like, the story's not even, it doesn't even make sense now. Like, I don't know if I could deal with that. But I also know that you have to be able to let go, and I don't know if I'm there.
Well, some of that, what it is, as a director at least, is being knowledgeable, semi-proficient in most of the jobs, especially the key ones. Like, you got to know about shot selection. You got to know, I mean, obviously you're the one dealing with the actors, but you also have to then trust the actors. But it's finding people that are better than you, significantly better than you, and that you trust in those roles. So like, I can edit. I'm a pretty good editor. But there is something about bringing it to somebody else that you're still guiding them through your story, but maybe they see something that you didn't. I mean, one of my favorite things when I'm in an audition with an actor is seeing them do something so off the wall that I didn't see coming, but it works so well. Like, I'm like, oh wow, I hadn't even thought that a scene could play that way. And then I have them do it the way that I want to do it to see what kind of range they have. If they can do both, and it's like, I know that then when I'm on set, if I get backed into a corner a little bit, all of a sudden they're going to be able to pull something out. If I take the reins off of them, they're going to do something that may reinvigorate me or reinvigorate the scene in a way that I need it to start moving. Because it's like, oh, I thought it was this, but this isn't quite working. I mean, Syntell and I have a buddy, that was his specialty as an actor. You drop this guy Brandon into a scene and it's like, if shit's not working, it's like, hey, Brandon, just like, hey man, just do your thing. And he would throw something out and it inspires everybody else in the scene. Like, I watched Trey, like, literally, struggling in one scene, and it's like Brandon feeds him in something, and all of a sudden Trey's performance went from like a 5-6 to like, oh, here it's an 8-9 now. Okay, now we're in something.
Yeah,
it puts,
he
was good about doing something different, but then also feeding other people. So it's like, again, it's in all those spaces you find those people. The cinematographer, where I know the shots I want to make, but who's going to come in, look at the boards that I have and go, well, what if we do it? I get what you're doing. What if we add this to it? Or what if we merge these shots together and with the blocking and the camera movement? What if we do this? And it's like, oh yeah, that's great. Yes, let's do that. Keeping the essence and the vibe, because there's a method that you're wanting to do. And this is why I keep talking about Obsession right now, is I feel like that team knew and was on the same wavelength. I think the director had a vision, and I think the cinematographer came in and understood that and was able to build on it visually. And I think the actors the same thing. And then I think when they got into post with the edit, they had great footage, great performances that they were able to, with a good editor, to then, that understood what they were making, elevate it again. Because what you have on the page, what's in your head, isn't always the best thing, because you're it is a collaborative thing. There's so many people on a set, everybody, the wardrobe, all those things. As much as you may think they're in your head, a great costumer is thinking about the character. They're thinking about like what colors feed into the emotions they're feeling, what either clashes with their background or what fits with their background. What, you know, are they and great people like that, I mean, they're worth their weight, and it changes the whole thing, and it takes your idea and it just improves it. And when you put some of that trust in them and you're able to guide them, because you kind of have you have your own ideas, but you're letting them also be the master at their craft.
The late great Catherine O'Hara said something about that in this show that we did a reaction to called The Studio, about that filmmaking is damn near as much luck goes into it as having all of the right people. Because when you have all the right people, you have that kind of synergy that can make something great that's lasting, endures. And I thought that was a beautiful sentiment. So it sounded exactly like what you were just saying. So
yeah,
thank you for that, Ben.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. One thing I tell like younger directors is you have to be ready, because one of two things is going to happen. If the movie or whatever you're working on, even commercial, if it does well, it's because your team did a great job. Everybody did it. So you made something great together. If it goes bad, it generally falls on you. You have to be willing that if it goes wrong, that's on you, because you weren't able to pull everybody together, and you have to be willing to take that. So yeah, it's a daunting space to be. So you have to have the passion for it to take on that responsibility.
All right. Well, thank you.
Appreciate it, man. I feel like we're back at the tabletop, man. Just over here chilling, chopping it up, man. That was great, man. Thank you for bringing back that feeling.
Absolutely.
I've got just one more now, so don't worry. There'll be links in the description when we get done with all this, so that you can contact with everybody. Just one more quick announcement. Thank you, Frank, for reminding me. For those of our Patreon members that love watching us do these reactions live, Frank and I will be knocking out one of the next episodes of From tomorrow morning. That's going to be around noon Eastern Standard Time, around 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hop on in if you've ever been curious about how we get down. You get a chance to see the whole process, and it is tons of fun because we are watching probably one of the best mystery box shows I've seen in quite some time. So come hang out. That's all I got for me. One more last go around. Any you have an announcement, Rekkai, before I tell everybody peace out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that yes, I know I haven't really said anything. I don't say it too much in the Discord, but for those people who are my Patreon members, the few, and I do mean few of you, thank you. I will be doing something catering to you. I am doing my own reactions now. So starting, yeah. So I know I can't watch everything with Syntell, so a few things that I needed to watch on my own. So I am doing, starting in July, every Wednesday will be a movie of some sort. On Fridays, right now I'm doing Good Omens. I've already finished season 1. Wow.
Good Omens.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
And then on Mondays I will be dropping Firefly. So and then of course, Saturdays we're still doing our live streams, and then every day I put out the shorts. So that will be my schedule come July. So I hope that you join with me. And unfortunately, for right now, until I get a editor, it's not on YouTube yet. So this is truly only for my Patreon members. So I hope that you jump in there so you can watch these. I kind of like what I'm doing so far. So we'll see.
I love it. Love this action. It's all about making that momentum happen. Hey, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And we will catch you all on the next live stream. I'll take it easy. Yeah, peace.